Seneca Hampton. Where you at, boss?
And a good afternoon and welcome to Bailey Stadium here on the campus of East Central Community College. What's going to be a very busy day here over at East Central. It is the third year of the Magnolia Sports Association All-Star Weekend. And, of course, we're going to get things started with our Super Sophomore game. And, of course, our game day sponsors include Major Drip, East Central Community College, Big Game Brand, 3D Detail, and many others as we go along the broadcast here this afternoon. I'm Robbie Atkinson, joined by Coach Chris Thigpen from Terry High School. Of course, Coach, glad to have you alongside us here on the broadcast day. It's going to be another great weekend here with the MSA weekend here.
Yes, Robbie, I'm glad to be here. It's a great event for the players, the coaches, and we have great weather, so we should see some good football.
We were talking about that on the sideline earlier. Last year we had the sophomore game kind of later in the afternoon on into the night. It got a little cold, but today hopefully we'll play everything into the early part of the night, but they're continuing introductions right now of the red team and the blue team now. Of course, these are all sophomores this season, which they're going into their junior seasons coming up here in the 24 season. And, Coach, we were down on the sideline before we got things going here today, and it just baffles my mind. These are sophomores going into juniors.
That's right. And very talented sophomores. Most of these guys led their teams in rushing, tackling, receiving. So they were very productive. And look out for these names in the state of Mississippi in the next 2 years.
This is the game I get really excited about, because when you get into the senior game, obviously it's a lot of names that we already know, because a lot of them are still in that recruiting process. I know that window is getting very unique, and we'll talk about that as the day kind of goes along. The transformation of the transfer portal into things too, and how it affects high school football. We'll talk more about that as we kind of move through the afternoon. But I get more excited about this sophomore game, not to discount the senior game, but this is really that step forward for a lot of these guys.
A lot of these guys, it's their coming out party across the state of Mississippi, obviously at their home school in their area. Most people know about them, but as you said, it's their coming out, across the state of Mississippi, and they're going to be big-time plays made today.
On the blue side of things, some players to watch here today. And I tell you what, before we do that, let's go over the blue offensive starters here on the offensive line. You're going to have at left tackle Grant Kitchens, along with the right tackle Chad Wyndham. And got a couple of guards here, Braden Spite and Wes Wiggins. And Cameron Skeen will be starting at center here today. And a guy that I have to brag a lot about here today is going to be George Wilcox. And we'll talk more about him. He is the talented quarterback from Leak Academy. We'll see a couple of running backs in the lineup today, Coach, J.J. Hill and Marcus Flowers. I know a lot of folks always love to talk a lot about the skill guys. Keyshawn Coleman, Zachariah Jenkins, and Taryn Green going to be at the wideout spots. A lot of good playmakers on this blue squad.
A lot of really good playmakers. We talked about it before the game. This quarterback from Leak Academy is really, really good. He looked really impressive this week in practice. He's a big quarterback, could do multiple things, and so I like the scheme that they put in this week. I think it's a scheme that fits the players, that'll highlight some of their talents, and so I'm just excited, like everyone else is, to see the game.
Yeah, Wilcox this season, Coach, as a sophomore, 61% completion percentage, 37 total touchdowns, and just over 3,000 yards passing and only 9 interceptions in that season there for Leak Academy. Of course, they made a run there in the 5A Academy playoffs. On the defensive side of things for the blue team, at the two defensive ends, you're going to be Travion Jones along with Caleb Estrada. In the interior is going to be Greg Keaton and Donovan Hawkins. At the outside linebacking spots will be Caleb Hearn and Bam Bam Stewart, maybe the name of the weekend so far, along with Carson Daniels. And there in the secondary, you're going to have Gavin Pargo, Javen Wilson, DeAnthony Miller, and Braden Gregory line up at the secondary slots there. So that is the defensive stars. Now the skill guys on the red team, Braylon Williams is going to get the start at quarterback here today. Now, Coach, he's listed he's from, I thought he was a Meridian kid here. Am I mistaken here? Braylon Williams. No, Nettleton. There we go, number 3. So Williams will get the start there from Nettleton High School. And at the running back spot is going to be Demarius Yates. Will be so a couple of good skill guys right there on the red side of things.
Very good skill guys. This running back from Kemper County, coaches I know speak very highly of him. He's very talented, could probably play on any level of classification in the state of Mississippi. And so look out for Yates on offense.
On the wide receiving slots here, Case Thomas, Kellen Johnson, Ladarian Mosley, and Tylen Fortune. Tight end, a spot that doesn't get a whole lot of love sometimes in a lot of offenses. Katavion Washington on the offensive line. You're going to see Mitchell Smith, James Williams, Reed Taylor, R.J. Johnson, and Gunnar Goodwin. On the defensive side for the red team, I know we're about to have our anthem here in just moments here. You're going to have Rye Ward, Jeremiah Johnson, Zachariah Smith. Linebacker spots for Team Red's going to be Demarion Booth, Tamaj Harris, Roderick Cartledge, and Keith Lay. And at the DBs are going to be Jordan Burgess, Jamison Kelly, Jalen Trotter, and Tyler Davis will be at the DB slots. But, we've been given some names here to watch. Talked about Yates. Of course, he's going to be the big skill guy to watch out for a Team Red. We talked about, obviously, George Wilcox there for Team Blue. But don't want to forget about Marcus Flowers from Charleston. He's going to get a good total of the carries there at running back today.
That's right. And Flowers, at Charleston with Coach LaDon Taylor, the first time that team won state championship in football. So congratulations to them. He had a great year as an underclassman for a state championship team. And so anytime you get an underclassman to play for a state championship, the coaches and everybody around this school are going to expect great things from him the next 2 years.
And also a big shout out here to J.J. Hill from Tupelo. I watched him during warm-ups. I said, there's no way that's a 10th grader. I mean, he looked the part during warm-ups today, too. So we'll be getting a good look at him coming up here in just a little bit, of course, from Tupelo High. He was just a shy off of being a 1,000-yard rusher for Tupelo there in the north part of the state this year in class. I believe they're 7A now. I'm still adjusting the whole 7A deal there. So that is a look at some of the guys to watch. And like I said, very excited about watching some of these young men here on Team Red and Team Blue. And a lot of great stories to unpack from what was a very exciting year of high school football, and a lot of good state championship runs for a lot of these programs that are represented in this game and, of course, the senior game later on today.
That's right. And it's a great atmosphere. The kids are excited. The coaches are excited. We kind of got a kick out of it yesterday. They had a walkthrough. They said, Coach, we need a little bit more time. So both sides are very competitive, and they wanted to win and put out a good performance today.
Absolutely. I think we're going to go ahead and get things started here. Coach, we did get some clarification on some rules here before we got started. I believe we might have a national anthem coming here momentarily, so we'll just kind of sit back before we give you some of those rules, because all-star events have different rules, obviously. So we're just going to sit tight here. As I think we're going to have the national anthem and prayer, I believe, here before we get started here this afternoon. So we're going to pause here on our mic side here, and we'll just wait until all those activities are done. So stand by here as we'll get set for All-Star Weekend here in just minutes here with Magnolia Sports Association.
CB2Go app lets you easily transfer funds from one account to another within minutes, so you can get back to your night out. Community Bank, a bank like no other.
East Central Community College in Decatur has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Winston County, my parents met on this campus, and my wife and I are both graduates. We offer one of the best and most affordable educations in Mississippi, whether you're looking to transfer to a four-year university or go straight into the workforce. But what sets us apart from the others is our people. Taking care of our students is our #1 priority, and that will never change.
See for yourself while we're at the college with you in mind.
Need an interior and exterior clean on your vehicle that's above all? Well, contact 3D Detailing, LLC. Owned and operated by David Big Punka Buckley. They offer full mobile detailing, pickup and delivery, and they're located on Kosciuszko Road, right next to Smith Bargain Center. You can contact 3D Detailing at 601-663-9811. Once again, that's 601-663-9811. You can also contact 3D Detailing on Facebook on their business page at 3D Detailing.
All right, I believe we're ready to roll now as we honor the greatest country in the world, the U.S. of A. So, Coach, I know there's always, as I do broadcast, there's always keys to a game, but, you know, in an all-star event, I think the key is let's just all have a good time. How about that?
That's right. And, you know, I think a big thing the viewers and everyone need to look out for, obviously, is quarterback play. It starts with the quarterback play. And then, you know, in an event like this, players have gone a while since they really went through a week of football. So I would say the team that has the less turnovers, okay, and tackles the best will probably be the team that comes out with the biggest.
Well, it's always those fundamental things when it gets into All-Star Week because you have a short week of preparation.
That's right.
And I'm pretty sure both coaching staff, they have that competitive edge. They want to win this thing.
They want to win it.
And I imagine there may be some gadget plays that have been put into the playbook here for this week. So you may see some unique things into All-Star Week. And also, we'll go over some rules here with you. There are some tweaks with All-Star Weekend. So here is the kickoff, and it's going to drift out toward the edge of the end zone. Will be returned by Team Red across the 10 up to around the 15-yard line, and Team Red's going to be brought down up near the 20-yard line. And, folks, we're going to go ahead and apologize before we get started. Jersey numbers for Team Red going to be a little difficult to see from our vantage point, but still some very sweet-looking uniforms here for Major Drip Athletics, always looking sweet.
As Kerry says, a whole lot of drip out there on the field and the sidelines today.
All right, getting the start at quarterback for Team Red. We talked about him. Braylon Williams will get the start here. He's the 6'1", 170-pound sophomore, obviously, from Nettleton. He will draw the start there as he leads the troops out on the field. Be first down and 10 for Team Red, right at about the near hash there at the 20-yard line. Now, Coach, one rule we did want to clarify, there's only allowed a 5-man rush.
That's right. You know, 5-man rush, you don't want to send the house in a game like this. Coaches didn't have a lot of time to prepare, you know, for that type of thing. And so you want to kind of keep the rules basic and allow the players to play.
All right, that was the first carry of the afternoon for Demarius Yates from Kemper County. We talked about him in our brief pregame. He's going to pick up some yardage up to around the 23, gain of around 3, second and 7.
That's right. The red team came out. Looks like they ran a counter play, and it was a positive play. That's what you want to do on first down. You want to get positive yards so you won't be behind the chains.
Looks like Jones from Rosa Fort was close to the tackle here on the edge, along with a couple of DBs there for Team Blue. Second down and 7 here. Ball resting there near the 22, 23-yard line here for Team Red. Going to keep it on the ground here with Yates, and he's going to be gang tackled across the 25 up to maybe the 25 and a half. They may have gave him the 26 there, so it'll bring up third down and manageable right here. So 2 straight rushing plays out of the gate here.
That's right. And another thing I think to look at for the viewers is Team Blue just subbed their defensive line, so it's going to be interesting how these players sub in and out and what packages they have for the opposing side.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of rotation because I know these coaches want to get as many get everybody in the game that is wearing a uniform here today.
That's right. I would think the red team will probably come out right here and maybe try to throw a screen pass. No, to go with a rollout.
Williams will roll out to the far side, throwing it deep up the field, in and out of the hands of an intended target up near the 40-yard line. Not a bad play call there, just led him a little too far out there on that edge up near the 40-yard line, so that's incomplete, and that's going to bring up what you would think would be a punting situation.
Absolutely. And on the punt, we're not rushing the punt. You want to keep those kickers and specialists safe. But once the ball is kicked, the punt team will be allowed to cover.
It's going to be Eli Adams from Jackson Prep who's going to be in to punt the football. Of course, Jackson Prep had a brief run into the playoffs. Of course, the eventual champion would be Hartfield Academy on the 6A part of things. Going undefeated were the Hawks this year. So Adams getting ready to punt this one away. It's a nice high hanging kick. It will be fielded here at about the 40-yard line by Team Blue, and a pretty decent return going to be gang tackled at around the 50-yard line there for Team Blue. So good field position as that punt had some good hang time but not good distance, but still they'll be up right here near midfield for George Wilcox and Team Blue right here.
Now, coming out maybe at the 50-yard line, in an all-star game with a quarterback like Wilcox, if I'm calling plays, why not take a shot right here? Let's see what the defense is going to do and see what these guys come out and do offensively.
You will be amazed at this young man's arm talent, folks. He can flick his wrist and throw it 30 yards easily down the field. Man in motion to the far side now here for Team Blue, but they will keep it on the ground right here. I think that might have been – could be Trotter, I believe.
From Tupelo.
Tupelo. Oh, that's my man Jaden Hill right there from Tupelo. 5-yard gain. Now, folks, Jaden Hill, saw him in warm-ups. He is a physical presence out there.
He already looks like he's on the college level physically. Great body.
Well, they always say the weight room is another one of those boxes you got to check off here, and he's done that so far.
Right.
Two-back set with Wilcox in the shotgun on second down, and a short 5, ball just inside the 45-yard line, and Wilcox, they're going to keep it on the ground here to Hill once again. He's going to be upended by a couple of Team Red defenders there on the second level of the defense, and he'll be brought down shy of a first down. It's going to be third down and about a yard here.
That was a great defensive stop by the red team. The outside linebacker did a great job of squeezing and getting in on that tackle, so we'll see what they do on third down.
Buckley's going to check in at wide receiver, so just as the defense does, some offensive playmakers subbing in and out here.
That's right.
All right, Hill, one of those backs in the backfield right here with Wilcox. So only had one pass so far here, third down and short, and they will keep it on the ground right here for a Team Blue first down. And a burst of speed into that last level of the defense. That's going to be a gainer all the way down into the red zone near the 16-yard line. Exploding for the play right there was Flowers, Marcus Flowers. You bragged on him in the pregame from Charleston.
That was a great cut by Flowers to go back towards their sideline. A big game by Team Blue, and they're in the red zone. Let's see what they do.
Gosh, once he got into that next level where the linebackers are at, he just had a huge explosion of speed.
Absolutely.
So Flowers and Hill teaming up for first down right here. And they're going to keep it on the ground to Flowers once again. He's going to lower his head, get down to near the 10-yard line. He's got such a great that second level of speed there that he can get you a couple of extra yards.
He's got a great burst. He's small. He has great vision. And, shout out to the offensive line right here.
Oh, yeah.
That drive started at midfield, and they're already inside the 15-yard line.
Guys that don't get love at all, the offensive line.
Hey, that's where it all starts up. No matter what scheme you're running, you got to have guys up front.
All right, Wilcox will be in the shotgun. He went over to the sideline to get the fresh play here on second down and about 4.5 here. They'll keep it on the ground. I believe that's Flowers once again, and he is going to be near the first down. They get a first down without scoring near the 6-yard line, and I think they're going to give him the 5, so it will be first and goal.
Yep, I think they'll keep it on the ground right here and try to punch this one in. This is a great opening drive by Team Blue. As I said, before the game started, they had a really good red zone, I thought, package for this game.
All right, Hill is going to be the running back with Wilcox in the shotgun. You see the two receivers to the bottom, one at the top right here for Team Blue. They'll keep it on the ground with Hill, and he is going to – did he get in? No signal yet. Ooh, I thought he got in too. They're going to mark him down at around the half-yard line. So I would imagine they're going to go back to Hill or Flowers as Flowers comes back into the game now.
Now, right here defensively, since you can't bring the house in the game like this, you can rush 5, so you may get in some type of 50 look and try to fill the gaps on the ball. But like you said, on maybe the 1-inch yard line, half-inch?
Maybe at that. I mean, the nose is barely touching the plane right here. And Hill will get into the end zone. Didn't have to get much right there. So give him a yard score right there. That being Jaden Hill, 5'11", 220. It's like a bowling ball coming down the lane at you right there. So touchdown for Team Blue. Now, Coach, a little bit different deal how we do the conversions here today. So it looks like Team Blue is going to go for the traditional 1 point right here.
That's right. They have the option if they push it back to the 15-yard line. Give you a 3-point conversion, but looks like they're going for the extra point.
All right, so it looks like that may be Alex Brock from Bowling Green in to kick the extra point here. And like I said, no rush on the kickers here. That kick is up, and it is no good. Hooked it to the left there.
Yep.
So with 3:59 to go here, as the clock continues to roll here in the first quarter, 6-0 Team Blue here. So what did you get out of that first drive? There's some physicality by the rushing attack here for Team Blue.
Very physical, and you have to say Team Blue offensive line kind of established the line of scrimmage. They got a great push, and those backs they have from Charleston and Tupelo did a great job making tough runs and great cuts. So you want to look out for Team Red as far as later in the game. How will the tackling improve or get worse?
But wasn't it good? But wasn't that a good kind of a yin and yang there at the running back position? You got the speedster and Flowers, and then you got the big physical downhill runner in Jaden Hill. That's a good 1-2 punch here for Team Blue.
Thunder and lightning.
Absolutely. All right, as Team Blue will get ready to kick this one away, so they have a 6-0 lead here as Brock will be getting set to kick this one away. Actually, that's Jonah Artman from Warren Central. My apologies there. I believe that's him.
And I think this may be a touchback. He could kick it.
And you are, just shy of the goal line there. So we'll be returnable here for Team Red as they're going to get it up to near the 20-yard line. Good special teams coverage once again there by Team Blue. As Team Red, their first attempt today was right near the 1, and good coverage team right there. So special teams, you know as well as I do, when you get to the next level, that's how you can win a job right there is in this part of the game.
That's right. And you got to look out for it in a game like this even also, both sides have specialists. I say most you can find a kicker in high school, but to have a specialist, that's unique.
What do they always say when it comes down to crunch time at the next level? A kicker is so valuable. Ball is going to be on the ground here on the bad exchange, and Team Red will recover it. So quarterback, running back, not used to each other. Short week of preparation as it was a bad exchange there between a quarterback and running back as Williams still in there at quarterback. Just not a clean handoff right there.
Not a clean handoff. That's, as you said, not a lot of time for prep on that, and so hopefully they'll hang on to the ball.
All right, I believe we've got a timeout down here on the field, I believe, and we're going to see if we got our good buddy Cooper Sanders, who's down there on the sideline, I believe, with our sideline report here. We'll see if we can snag him here in just a few moments. Of course, we're going to give you some sights and sounds from the sideline here today, and I believe we're going to send it down there to him in just a few moments as he has – I believe he's walking over here with Jaden Hill, so we'll see if we can head down there in just a moment here with Cooper. And I tell you what, Jaden Hill's over here near us on the sideline. He is a big young man.
Absolutely, built just like the prototypical running back.
So we'll get to that interview coming up here shortly. As that was a short time out on the field as we're right at 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. So after the 5-yard loss on the fumble on the bad exchange here, Williams going to roll out to pass. Big arm, throwing it deep down the field, just out of the outstretched arms of the intended target, all the way at around the 35, maybe the 40-yard line. Well, I tell you what, talk about a throw there by Williams. If he connects there, that's a house call right there.
That's a house call, maybe just a tad bit out front. I thought the receiver kind of slowed down.
He probably looked up and was like, wow, he threw that one deep down the field. So
that's right. Team Blue sub right here, so it's 3rd and long. They probably put in, those guys that are fast up front to get a pass rush. Looks like, 3rd and about 15?
Yeah, 3rd and 15. I think there's a stoppage of play right here once again with 1:21 to go here in the first quarter of activity as Team Blue leads at 6-0 off of a 1-yard plunge by Jaden Hill. So after the stoppage of play here, it's going to be 3rd and 15. That gave both teams an opportunity to sub in and out right here. Like I said, going to be a lot of subs in and out of the contest here today as we have don't know if it's a clock issue or what it might be here as the white hat, the head officials over there near the goal line. And not sure what they might be discussing. Making sure the concession stand's fully stocked, maybe. I'm not sure.
That's right. There's nothing like a good concession stand hamburger and some nachos. So
tell you what, big thanks to Major Driv. Also our friends here at East Central Community College.
That's
beautiful
right.
facility here in Decatur. This is the 3rd year that we've been here in Decatur, and this just keeps getting bigger and better every year.
That's right.
All right, after the stoppage of play, it's going to be a quarterback keeper right here by Williams. He found a hole, and he is going to be up to around the 29. Let's see where they mark him. Yeah, it's going to be just shy of the first down.
Oh, wow. No.
No, I think they may have gave him the 30.
Yep. I'm going to give him the first.
They're going to give him the first down. So how about that scamper there by Braylon Williams? He's got the big arm, but he's got the athleticism to get the first down.
Right, and I know the defense probably wasn't expecting the quarterback run at 3rd and 15, but it worked out that time. He broke a few tackles and got the first down.
Yeah, Braylon Edwards from Nettleton. So got a couple of receivers down here. So it's going to be a 4 wide-out set, 2 to each side here with the running back in the backfield there with Braylon Williams. Claps his hands, and he's going to run it off there to the far side once again, looking for some room out there on the edge. And he got that some room, but we're going to have a first penalty marker of the afternoon as it's back here at about the 38-yard line. You know as well as I do that may be a hold out there on the edge.
When they throw it in that area after a run like that, you can almost bet.
All right, we're going to head down to the sideline there with Cooper Sanders right now. I think he's standing by there with Jaden Hill. Cooper?
We're here with J.J. Hill.
Holding call against the red flag.
End up with a touchdown. We need to be able to showcase your ability in this game where there's so many other offenses.
Throws you back the ball up to the 26-yard line.
The best I can, knowing I'm playing with other players. They got the same skill level as me. I try to just do my best.
First and 14.
All right, fantastic stuff right there with Jaden Hill. I tell you what, he is the man who's got the touchdown so far, Coach, with that 1-yard score. They're good to hear from him there on the sideline. We'll be checking in with players throughout the afternoon here. We got just a handful of seconds left here in the first quarter, 21 to be exact. And it looks like on that last penalty it was a spot foul because of the hold out there in the edge. So it's going to be first down and about 14 to go here. So I believe one of the teams may have called a timeout here.
That's right. And, it's important for the red team right here to respond.
Mm-hmm.
You want to respond. Obviously, they got the first down. So you want to put together a good drive, score, or flip the field to give your defense a chance to really pin their ears back and make some plays.
Of course, this is game 1 of 2 here today. We'll have the Senior Bowl later on today. And, boy, there's going to be a lot of great stories in our senior game later on today as well. And, of course, that game is scheduled for 4, but we'll have it at the conclusion of this one here today. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have as big of a crowd, if not bigger, for that senior game later on today.
That's right, and I think a lot of people here even stay over for that senior game. So it'll be a capacity crowd.
First and 14 after the timeout and the hold here. Pass is going to be complete down here to the near sideline. And, a late hit. Borderline as both players coming out of bounds very quickly. And I believe on the catch right there, that was Ladarian Mosley from Noxubee County. Of course, so they had a marvelous season this past year as well, getting all the way over to the state championship.
That's right.
And that is going to be the horn, and a very loud one here at the end of the first quarter. And, of course, our score right now is 6-0 in favor of Team Blue. We're going to take a timeout here in between quarters, and we'll get you into the start of the second quarter here in just moments here on Magnolia Sports Association Bowl Weekend here from Decatur.
I grind every day, man, I gotta go get on, care if it's late. Mama mentality, gotta be great, got me feeling like Kobe when he wore the 8. Tried to be patient, I got tired of wait, had to get it myself, had to go make a way. Mama mentality, gotta be great, got me feeling like Kobe when he wore the 8. 24 hours, I grind every day, man, I gotta go get on, care if it's late. Mama mentality, gotta be great, got me feeling like Kobe when he wore the 8. Tried to be patient, I got tired of wait, had to get it myself, had to go make a way. Mama mentality, gotta be great, got me feeling like Kobe when he wore the 8. Hey, remember I first started rapping? They tried to embarrass me, I just went back to the lab while they always still laughing. A couple months later, just playing around in the studio, I made a classic. I made me a hit, dropped a video, then I went viral, stopped playing, they know I've been snapping local. Wait, I never been one of them guys. Whatever I do, I'm gonna step with a vengeance, so music, I wasn't surprised. When I broke my foot in football, I was just about to make it, I almost cried. In a booth for the first time performing, never turned to folks up on Coast to Coast Live. I'm too open, no killing my vibe. Then I moved to a new city. I hop in the car, who that is on the radio, hit the little scoop, the little Kieran. Had to go and drop the top of my life. Ain't got no time for no ceiling. Money got tight, had to put down the mic. But now we back up, so let's go ahead and get it. Let's get it. 24 hours, I grind every day, man.
All right, welcome back in as we're getting set to start the second quarter here from Decatur here on the campus of East Central with Team Blue leading Team Red 6-0. It'll be second down and I believe it's second down and 10 is what they have marked there on the far sideline. I believe it's first and 10, though, after that last completion there to Mosley, but we'll go with what they have on the field right here.
That's right. Let's see what the red team comes out and does right here offensively.
Yeah, they got trips here to the bottom. It's going to be a low snap here. And will he try to throw the football? Nope, he's going to be ridden out of bounds. That may be a big no-no there by Braylon Williams. Yeah, when you're running for your life, maybe try to throw it out of bounds right there. But
he should have threw it out of bounds,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be a big loss on the play. Where do they mark him out at? Looks like it might have been back at the 25. So it's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play. Now they have third down and 15 listed on the field, so we'll go with that.
You know, you asked me when Team Blue came out for their first offensive possession, they were running the ball well. That's one of the reasons why, you know, you want to try to stay ahead of the chains and not get into a situation like Team Red is right now on offense. So got to have a good snap to give yourself a chance.
What the coaches always say, I know it's cliche, but stay ahead of schedule.
That's right. That's right.
Because as a play caller, I mean, there's not a lot of plays in the book there, third and 15. You know as well as I do.
You're absolutely right.
All right, on third and 15, Williams will drop back to pass. A little bit of rush on him. Ball is up in the air. This is going to be a jump ball. 50-50 ball is going to be incomplete out there on the edge. Tell you what, that could have been anybody's ball over there to catch over there on that far sideline at the 45. So incomplete pass, and that should bring out the punt unit here for Team Red. Williams got a great arm. I will give him that.
He gave the receiver a chance right there, but I thought the DB played that perfect. He timed his jump and made a play on the ball as the receiver was trying to catch it. So not bad effort right there.
All right, so we're going to have a punting situation here for Team Red. Looks like that's Eli Adams from Jackson Prep in to punt the ball again here for Team Red. Got a couple of men back here at around the 40-yard line. Looks like one of those may be Green from Warren Central. It's a low snap to the punter in here. He's just going to gobble it up at the 11-yard line. Tough break for Team Red. It was a low snap there to the punter, Eli Adams, and that's about the only option he had right there was just to land on the football.
Special teams. Special teams. Now, Team Blue has a short field. And they didn't have any problems punching it in last time they were this close. So
tough break for Team Red. It was a low snap, and Eli Adams from Prep. Basically, when you got people bearing down on you when you're the kicker, you're like, I'll just make a business decision and cover the football up, and that's about all he had to do right there.
That's right. That's right. Looks like a new quarterback here for Team Blue.
Looks like in at quarterback.
From Tylertown?
Yeah, that's Davis there. And he is going to hand it off to Jaden Hill once again. Wow. And Jaden Hill is going to get it down near the goal line. They're going to mark him down at around the 2, so that's going to be a gain of 9. Tell you what, Jaden Hill has impressed so far from Tupelo, so a gain of 9, second down and 1 from the 2.
And that was just the outside zone play. And, you know, Team Red missed the tackle right there. I thought they could have made on the perimeter, but he was very close to scoring.
Tell you what, Jaden Hill may be the bowling ball type running back, but he's got a little bit of a sneaky level of speed himself. And now we've got a stoppage of play and another timeout here. And I think Team Red called this timeout on the field here.
Not much you could do down here in this situation in the All-Star game. The ball is on the 2-yard line. So you're going to try to make sure you guys play sound, play their gaps, and cover the receivers, and hopefully maybe you'll get a bad snap or a missed throw and, you know, give yourself a chance right here.
Coach, I got to ask you this. With high school football, the transformation that has been made in high school football, of course, we're now all going through the newness of the 7A has been now implemented. How big of a change has that been for some of these programs, kind of changing things up a little bit?
I think it's been really good for high school football. I thought previously 6A was top-heavy with 32 total teams. Now with the new classification, it helps out with the parity. It helps programs like my program at Terry High, and so I think it's more balanced.
All right, after the timeout, it's going to be a handoff. Good job there by Team Red. They had a lot of helmets there to make that play as they tried a quick handoff there in the middle part of the field there.
Quarterback right there probably should have pulled that ball and ran option on the edge. He had a two-way go with the read on that play.
Yeah, that was Stapleton on that carry for West Harrison, number 45. And it'll be probably lost a little bit on that play, so it's going to be third down. We'll say a very short 2 coming up right here.
You tell your defense in this situation, hey, you got 2 plays. Let's make a play right here.
All right, Davis in the shotgun here for Team Blue, and he's going to hand it off to Flowers, and I don't know if he got it.
Another great stop.
Another great stop by that middle part of the Team Red defense here, and no, who he did not get it, so might even lost a little bit more. So now it's 4th down, and do you kick the field goal or do you go for it?
I think they're going to kick the field goal right here. I see the guy from Warren Central coming on, so they're going to elect to go for the points.
All right, so they are going to kick the field goal right here. Of course, that being Jonah Artman from Warren Central being to attempt the field goal right here. Looks like it'll be right at a 20-yard field goal from where they spot it right here.
And, you know, Warren Central is one of those schools the last few years. They've always had a really good place kicker. And what I saw this week, this guy is exceptional as well.
20-yard try, line drive, and it's going to go right into the netting, and that's going to be a 20-yard attempt that is good. So as we approach 7.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 2, hey, Team Red, give them credit.
That's right.
That could have been a lot worse than what it was, and now it's a 9-0 game instead of it's still a 2-possession game, but still they did not give up the touchdown there inside the 2-yard line.
They didn't give up a touchdown. 2 straight plays. They stuffed the run for no gain and a tackle for loss, and so hopefully the offense will come back, find some rhythm, and get some points on the board.
Once again, big thanks to Big Game Brand, of course, 3D Detail, and East Central Community College and Major Drip, of course, our game day sponsors here for the Super Sophomore game that sees Team Blue leading at 9-0 here as we are about halfway gone here in quarter number 2. Of course, we'll have the senior game later on today. We have a little bit of a break in between games here. Of course, we'll have MVP honors and players of the game for our Super Sophomore game. And tell you what gets me excited is some of these kids that have played since the outset of this event here that have played in the sophomore game come back next year.
That's
right. You know, because of the experience and the showcase too. So
that's right. And we have a great crowd here. That's another reason why I like it on the campus. You know, other all-star games are played in really big stadiums. Now the Bernard Black was played at Gulfport High.
Right.
But I think if you have a high school-sized stadium, it gives it a great atmosphere on game day for the players, and we got a great crowd.
Absolutely. Here's the kick, and he's going to kick that one all the way to Louisville, and that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Well, they're going to let him run it out of the end zone.
Run it out.
And he's going to run it out to the 14-yard line. So maybe that's another tweak in the rules right there that you're allowed to run that one out.
That's right.
And a big hand for the special teams tackle right there for Team Blue. I believe that might have been
Number 16.
Was it 16? Devin Snow from Marshall Academy. So Devin Snow with a big fan club here today making the special teams tackle.
That was a great tackle on kickoff by the Team Blue.
So good job there by Snow from Marshall Academy. So one of those schools that little hidden gem of some talent right there.
That's right, North Mississippi. And Coach Durham, the head coach of Team Blue, did an outstanding job this week with practice organization and everything involving the players.
He knew what he was doing when he brought Devin with him.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Here's the handoff, and just not a lot of running room. Swarming the running back is the Team Blue defense right there.
That D-line came to play today for Team Blue. They've had the upper hand so far on the red team offense.
I think that may have been Alex Jean right there from Summerall, one of those edge guys that came in and made the play right there with a couple of other guys on that defensive front.
Shout out to Alex, and he plays for my former head coach, Shannon White, who's head coach at Summerall High School.
All right, so they're going to say no gain on that last play. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 15 still. Still 9-0 after that 20-yard field goal by Team Blue a few moments ago. As we hit the 5-minute mark, Team Red will keep it on the ground, and it's going to be a very short, if anything, game, maybe 2 or 3 at the most here. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 to go here for Team Red.
3rd and long for Team Red. Now Team Blue is subbing. They're getting some fresh D linemen in there. I want to see Team Red maybe try to throw the ball a little more and give these receivers a chance to make a play because Team Blue is stuffing the run.
All right, so it'll be 3rd and 7 at the 19 here. Check some skill guys here for Team Red here. Looks like Ladarian Mosley's already got 1 grab today. He is in the slot toward the top here for Team Red. You got a couple of receivers down here toward the bottom. And they're going to throw the football there to the far side. Yep, they got Mosley out there. His 2nd catch of the afternoon will be enough for a 1st down. And that's going to be a nice gainer up to the 27-yard line. So his 2nd catch of the afternoon moves the chains for Team Red.
That's right. And you got to get guys like him an opportunity to get the ball out in space and make a play.
All right, I believe we're going to head down to the sideline here. You know, kickers don't get a lot of love, and we're going to give love to a kicker right now as Cooper's going to take it away with another sideline report.
Yeah. Kicker from Warren Central High School. Jody knocked on that field goal.
Get the ball, Will. Let's go, Will. Go, Will.
First down pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27-yard line.
The holders, they don't hold for their high school cases, wide receivers, all that stuff, so it definitely helps.
And now, what does it mean to you to be able to showcase your abilities? You know, just being a sophomore, being able to showcase your abilities across the state.
It's amazing. You know, usually, the older guys make me nervous, but to be a younger kid getting the same exposure is really nice.
Thank you so much for your time, Joel.
Thank you.
Well, like we said, kickers don't get a lot of love sometimes, and when you got a leg like that from Warren Central, you deserve some love. So good halftime report there. Checking in with Jonah Artman from Warren Central, who has a field goal as we're back to action here. It'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up here for Team Red.
That last play, that interior defensive tackle made a great play. Team Red tried to quarterback run, and from the snap of the ball, he was in the backfield. So that was a great play by number 99 for Team Blue.
Yeah, that being Edward Ruffin from PCS down in Hattiesburg. Of course, playing that treacherous 6A in academy football. 3rd down and 10 here. Rolling out to pass is Team Red, running out of some real estate. And a lot of traffic down there as they were looking for Mosley here. That was very dangerous. Tried to fit that in the ever smallest of windows to Mosley. Incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. Watch out, everybody on the sidelines down there.
And that was a new quarterback for Team Red from St. Joe. Greenville, St. Joe?
Yeah, be King White.
Yep.
6 foot, 200-pound quarterback from St. Joe there. I think the quarterbacks for Team Red have figured out our big playmaker is going to be Mr. Mosley there from Knoxville County, and why not?
That's right.
All right, so here's another punt. Team Red, well, you got to check the boxes right here, Coach. They had a bad snap earlier that turned into 3 points, and now another bad snap. And now they're going to throw it down the field, and it is incomplete. You don't see that every day. A pretty good arm there by the punter for Team Red, that being Eli Adams. And, Coach, I don't think I've ever seen that before where the punter was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to throw it down the field.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm just thinking back to practice. That may be one of the most underrated positions, not punter, but long snapper. Because for 2 possessions in a row, they've had a problem getting that ball back. They need to be over on the sideline practicing.
Yeah, they do. That's the 2nd time. That's one thing I was worried about going into that particular play right there. Did they execute that going before they went out there on the field?
Right. And they may think about it next time, just going for it.
Wilcox is going to check back in at quarterback. Another short field here. His first throw of the afternoon is going to be called on that slant play across the 20 down to around the 14-yard line. Coach, you see it right there, the arm talent from George Wilcox.
That's right, and there was a great route by number 17 from Laurel, Mississippi, where Coach Ryan Ernest is the head coach. Great throw and catch, and a 1st down.
Ball didn't – it's amazing, though. The ball didn't necessarily come out of his hand clean, but still it had enough zip on it.
There you go.
So.
And you want to give the receiver a chance to – you want to give those guys a chance. And they're talented also.
And, folks, in case you're wondering, Wilcox, yes, he is every bit of 6'2", 215 there in the quarterback position. He's going to throw it again, and they're wide open. I'm telling you, Wilcox has got the juice, folks. Touchdown, Team Blue. That's going to be a touchdown toss from George Wilcox of around 12, 13 yards. Wow. Wilcox made that look pretty easy right there.
Very impressive. Listen, that was an RPO that he threw right there. They worked on that play yesterday, but you have to throw that with anticipation when you're reading the conflict defender, and he hit him right on the number.
I believe making the catch there was Byron Pruitt from Newton County.
That's right.
I believe it was
That's
Pruitt,
right.
Yeah.
Right here playing in his hometown. How about that?
Yeah, right down the road. You got to love that, getting a touchdown here on Super Sophomore Day. Here's the extra point. It is right down Broadway. So with 2.5 minutes to go before we head to the locker room, it is now 16-0 Team Blue. So I guess the big story right now has been obviously the 2 turnovers on special teams. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll return with the rest of your second half with Team Blue on top 16-0 here during the Super Sophomore game here with the Magnolia Sports Association. All right, welcome back in after a 14-yard touchdown pass from Wilcox. Team Blue on top 16-0. As Team Blue is going to kick this one away. It's a low kick. It's going to be fielded inside the 10-yard line here by Team Red. They got a nice return going, 20-25 up to the 30. Far sideline, out of bounds. They're going to mark him down at about the 39-yard line. It's a pretty good return here. See if Team Red can maybe light a spark right here.
That's right. That was a nice return by our guy from Noxubee County. And this is the best field position they've had all game. So let's see what they do offensively.
And, Coach, like we said going into the break, just the 2 big mistakes have really been the difference in this ball game. The 2 bad snaps on the punts.
Special teams, that's right.
You had the first one that resulted in a field goal. Give Team Red, though, defensively credit on the first one, but that second one, Wilcox just kind of picked them apart.
That's right. That's right.
It looks like still in at quarterback is going to be our guy from St. Joe right here. That being King White, and making the hit and delivering the wood right there for Team Blue, and that was the hit of the weekend so far. That may have been
number 8.
That's DeAnthony Miller from Jefferson County. Wow.
Wow. Shout out to DeAnthony Miller. Listen, in Jefferson County High School, Coach Holmes does a great job down there in Fayette, putting on for his high school. That was a great tackle he made. He read it the whole time, and he drove the guy to the ground on contact.
What is that, one of those tackles you put on a teaching lesson video right
That's
there?
clinic tape right there.
Absolutely. White's going to throw the football out to the far side. There's Mosley again, another grab, his third of the afternoon, but this time he's going to be brought down. They're going to stop his progress. Thought it should have been a little further up the field. They're only going to give him maybe the 40.5 here, so a gain of 2 or 3, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Situation you don't want to be in again on offense. But let's see. This may be 2-down territory. I say why not? You're down 16 with 1:36 left to go. You got to try to get a first down and score some points.
All right, once again, at quarterback is King White from St. Joe. He's going to twirl the bean out here, and it's going to be completed out to around the 46 rather. Going to be short of a first down here by a handful. It's going to be 3rd down and about 2 or 3 here. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field right here.
Absolutely, and that receiver, I want to say hails from Biloxi High School. That was a good throw and a catch. Maybe you do it again on 4th down. That's the throw the defense seems to be giving the offense. You just got to execute it and keep moving the chains.
All right, we got a timeout on the field right here, and obviously Team Red, I think, took the timeout as they're going to kind of discuss this 4th down play coming up here. It's going to be 4th down and a true 3, and I believe we've got another sideline report. Hey, speak of George Wilcox, here he is with Cooper right now.
get lazy. I got the mojo deals, we been trapping like the 80s. She said so got the cash out. Told them white money, no, say slash. I won't never sell my soul, and I can back that. And I really wanna know where you at, where I was at.
All right, as we get set to go here, it's going to be 4th down and 3 here.
Got to get something going on the edge right here if you're the red team.
Looks like they may be trying a hard count right here. That's what they tried initially right there.
It's a great job by Team Blue defense of staying disciplined and getting ready for this 4th down play.
Tell you what, we were talking about George Wilcox a minute. There is that a marker down at the line of scrimmage?
Did the center move the ball?
That's the only thing I could think it could be because the ball is dropped right at the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what happened. So I guess you would call that a snap infraction right there.
That's right.
Ugh, that's tough. Now thing about his with Team Red, you've already had 2 bad snaps on a punt. You just go ahead and go for it again right here.
Yeah, you have to. I think if you're them, I think if you're the play caller right here, you got to think players, necessarily not plays, got to maybe get into one of your best playmakers and see if they can pick up, 8 yards?
Yeah, Mosley is one of those guys at wide receiver from Knoxville. He is on the field in this trip set down here to the near side. They got him lined up right there in the slot position. They got another receiver out to the far side. Mosley would be the guy I'd go for. White's looking to throw. He's under some pressure, and he's going to throw it down the field. He's got Mosley. He's got him, and just incomplete. He had him wide open, that little soft part of the coverage right there.
That's right.
And he got a hand on the football but just couldn't haul it in, so a turnover on downs. Of course, all of our turnovers today brought to you by 3D Detail, but tough break right there for Team Red. Not a bad throw, just couldn't quite get it in there for the completion.
He couldn't connect, and we see some guys going both ways for Team Blue. Running back from Tupelo was out there at linebacker helping out right there on that defensive stop.
So Mr. Do Everything, Jaden Hill out there again.
I think you could say right now maybe he's the front runner for offensive MVP.
Right now, I would say at this point that would be one of my picks. Wilcox has got the touchdown pass, but I think I'm leaning more toward Jaden Hill right now. All right, after the turnover on downs.
There you go.
Here's a little speed sweep down here to the near side. I thought maybe a grasp of the face mask there. No penalty marker there. Being
Number
driven
11.
out of bounds is going to be Buckley from Union. And I thought that might have been a grasp of the face mask. So it's going to be a 9-yard gain, though.
Yep. That was a great play. Get a fast guy on the perimeter and make those corners and safeties come up and tackle.
So the biggest key there for Team Blue is he went out of bounds. That did stop the clock with 55 ticks to go before halftime.
Wow, and Team Blue has a chance to really extend this lead if they get a touchdown right here.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Team Blue gets the football out of the locker room too.
That's correct. There he goes.
There's Jaden Hill again, and he is going to get the first down, and he'll be brought down by a host of Team Red defenders near the 25, so that will momentarily stop the clock with 50 seconds to go here before halftime.
And I think shout out to Coach Durham and Team Blue. I think they're doing a great job of mixing up the plays, but finding what works for their team. And also I'm impressed with how they're subbing their players in and out.
All right, so as the clock rolls here, Team Blue might need to get a little bit more quicker pace right here.
Yeah, I think they have 2 timeouts left, so I guess they feel good about where they are.
All right, Hill stays in one of the running back spots here for Team Blue. Got a man in motion down here to the near side. And before the snap, we got penalty markers everywhere, so evidently some motion on that edge. Yep, that's the call. A lot of window dressing right there, a lot of folks moving, and now Team Blue will take the time out now to kind of get the personnel reset here with 21 seconds to go.
That's right.
16-0, Team Blue.
And I think this is their first time, getting behind the chains, so they want to correct some things, I'm sure.
Tell you what, we haven't given a whole lot of love to the offensive line, but Wes Wiggins from Smithville, he was coming here toward the sideline, 6'3", 270. Haven't really talked a lot about the offensive linemen for Team Blue, but they've done a good job of pass protection and run protection out there today for Hill and some of the other backs.
That's right. Wes Wiggins, Grant Kitchens from Nanawaya, Krishan Smith from Belma Jackson. Those guys have done a great job up front, and they're large human beings down there, I tell you what.
And these are just 10th graders.
Just 10th graders. They're probably still growing.
It's probably still growing. These players are much, much different than they were 20 years ago, that's for sure. All right, after the penalty marker and the timeout on the illegal procedure, it's 1st and 15.
There he is.
And they're going to throw it down here to the far sideline, and it was a little bit too far. Team Blue was wanting a penalty marker there, but I think the ball was just thrown a little bit too far there by Team Blue. Uncatchable pass there from Davis from Tylertown, so it will be 2nd and 15. Clock with 16 seconds to go before halftime.
That's right. You know, I thought maybe you would leave the other quarterback in, kind of had the hot hand, but you do want to allow kids to play. So we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
And plus, it's given that aspect of running semblance of a 2-minute offense, even though it is a short field and a short time on the clock. So.
Right. You got to think maybe 2 plays right here with 16 seconds. I think they have another timeout left. So you probably look for them to throw the football.
Delay a game on Team Blue. So now that's going to back the football up another 5 yards. Now, there is another equation on the table, too. Remember, you've also got a pretty good kicker down there in Jonah Artman. If things don't get any better here, do you go to that bag right there and maybe try to get him to kick you a long field goal?
That's right. They certainly have the range for it. I think that's what they may opt to do right here.
And they're going to keep it on the ground, only get it down to the 29-yard line, and they're going to take another timeout. That may be their last timeout now with 14 seconds to go. It's going to be 3rd down and about 15 from the 31. So
if you try something towards the end zone right here, well, the biggest thing the quarterback can do is take a sack.
Right.
So even if you get a completion, you get down, maybe you have enough time to run your team field goal team out. It's going to be real tough. So
if they don't get anything else, it's going to be a 48-yard field goal from this point. Now they're bringing Wilcox back in, so that kind of tells me they're going to try that shot toward the end zone right here.
Right. That's right. And if the pass is incomplete, this will be a great attempt for the field goal kicker.
Yeah, if they don't gain another yard, it'll be near a 48-yarder from right here. But let's see what Wilcox can do right here. He's back to throw, and he's going to throw this one down toward the near side.
Wow!
It is caught! It is caught for a touchdown!
Incomplete.
Incomplete. Oh, I thought he caught that. Wilcox put it right there for the intended target down there, but it was broken up by Team Red. Almost a miraculous catch down there. But what about the throw by Wilcox to even give him an opportunity?
That was a great throw. Would have been a great catch. Couldn't hang on to it going to the ground. But you got to give the cornerback credit right there. He played it all the way to the end from Coahoma County, number 17. That was a great play right there. So another interesting fact, they have a returner back now. So if it's short, they have the opportunity to run it back for a touchdown. So
all right,
let's see.
They're going to give Artman the opportunity. This is going to be a very long field goal, about 47. The kick is on the way, and it hit the crossbar. It hit the crossbar, no good.
Wow.
It was on the money, but it hit the crossbar.
Well,
wow.
To say a sophomore has range like that in high school is still scary.
Wow.
Looks like they're trying to send them to the locker room, but there were 4 seconds left to go.
I think they're going to go ahead and run the clock out and just send them to the locker room, I think. And
okay, yep.
Yep, that's what they're going to do. I tell you what, Jonah Artman gave it a heck of a try there from 47. He even had the wind right there and almost got it. We're going to head down to the sideline here with Cooper Sanders. I believe he's going to be visiting with Coach Ben Durham from Marshall Academy. Let's take it down sideline report right now.
Go.
We're here with Coach Ben Durham, head coach of Marshall Academy, head coach from Blue Team here. Coach, what are your thoughts on your team's performance in the first half?
Man, we had some excitement there, didn't we? Our defense was real physical, flying around, hitting people, and our offensive line, that's what we wanted to do. We drafted the team to run the ball with these backs, and we were pretty physical and did a good job.
Now, Coach, we've seen how you can coach, and today we've seen how you can put together a team. Coach, how are you in fantasy football? You got a pretty good fantasy team this year?
I ain't got time for fantasy football, but I need to probably do that with my son. So,
hey, well, I think you'd be good the way you put together a team like that today. So,
yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this house.
All right, appreciate that report down there with Coach Ben Durham. He's got a lot to be happy about, leading 16-0 his Team Blue here at the break. So, Coach, a lot of big highlights from this first half. Of course, things got off on the right foot with Jaden Hill scoring the 1-yard touchdown. Team Blue really came out early and ran the football well behind him and Flowers.
That's right. They did an awesome job of running the football. Hill from Tupelo was awesome. The kid from Charleston was awesome. Quarterback play was really good. And the biggest thing, Team Blue didn't make the big mistakes. You know, they had one play offensively where they got behind the chains. They stayed ahead of the chains. Special teams play was good. And so, you know, for Team Red, they got to figure out how they can move the football coming back in the second half, and maybe, you know, just get the playmakers the ball, let them make plays, so I'm interested to see how they'll come out and respond the second half.
So it was 6-0 after that opening drive, and then of course the next points were put on the board by Jonah Artman. Thanks to a short field, but I got to give Team Red some credit defensively on that sequence right there, because, hey, you're pinned back in your own territory at the 11-yard line. You're thinking, well, this is more than likely going to be a touchdown. But Team Red made some good choices right there in the interior part of their defensive line and got a big stop there and held them to a 20-yard field goal. At that point, it was 9-0.
That's right, and their defense has made big plays. The last play of the first half right here, the cornerback, you know, he could have easily gave up on the play, but he fought it and to the end and ended up not being a touchdown. So the lead could be a whole lot more, but their defense has made plays this game.
And, of course, you talked about this during the our pregame today. In these events, we always look at the playmakers, and, of course, quarterback's always the grade A #1 spot we always gravitate toward.
That's right.
And, of course, the next touchdown was scored by George Wilcox as he tossed the first touchdown pass of the weekend, and it was a beautiful 14-yard score.
That's right. To the kid from Newton County right here at home in Decatur. It was a great play call. Great anticipation by Wilcox. You know, you like to see execution like that.
And, of course, get the ball back, and Wilcox almost threw another touchdown pass, but it was a nice play being broken up in the edge of the end zone there by Team Red.
That's right. That's right. And Team Red kind of dodged a bullet. Could be 19-0. The kick, the field goal hit the crossbar. So they still got life to come back and win this game in the second half.
Quarterback play for Team Red. Of course, we've seen a couple of different guys here today. Braylon Williams, from Nettleton got the start. We saw, of course, the young man from St. Joe also played some snaps as well. King White. Kind of evaluate the quarterbacks for Team Red so far. Made some plays, they've both been under a lot of duress so far.
That's right. And, you know, you don't always want to put it on the quarterback. You know, you got to make plays around the quarterback. Of course, you got to be able to run the football some, you know, to stay ahead of the chains. And you know, they had 2 completions there, but I think the biggest thing were the special teams blunders that gave them a short field and allowed Team Blue to score.
All right, so that is our score here at the break as Team Blue leads at 16-0, and I believe Team Blue is going to get the football to open up the second half of activity here this afternoon in our Super Sophomore game. Of course, our game day sponsors include Major Drip, East Central Community College, and I can't say enough about East Central and how good they've been to MSA over the last 3 years, allowing us to be here. Not just for this football event, for other events as well. Of course, we had basketball here this past year. We had, obviously, softball, baseball. Just East Central's been so open with loving arms to have us here the last 3 years.
That's right. As they say, Greater Decatur, listen.
Yeah.
Centrally located. Dean Miller, shout out to him, the president, all the people that made this possible. It's been really great for student athletes across the state of Mississippi. I even took my football team to a camp here over the summer. They allowed us to come. We ate in the cafeteria. You know, we used the facilities. It was a great experience for our players to see what life is kind of like on a college campus. Some of them will be able to play on the next level. Some of them won't. But to have the opportunity to spend a few days with your teammates on a college campus doing football drills that was a great opportunity for us.
And, of course, I can't say enough about junior college football in general. I mean, we know that the league that East Central plays in, it is the best of the best in our nation right now in junior college football. I know another team inside of that association, East Mississippi, went out to the national title game. Didn't go so well for them, but still, it seems like a team from Mississippi is always well represented at that next level. And a lot of players, let's be honest, we've watched this game, the senior game, the last 3 years. A lot of those guys are playing at a lot of these junior colleges, so I can't say enough about the state of Mississippi's programs, and that's a good starting block for a lot of these young men.
It's a great starting block. A lot of the schools were represented this week, and they had coaches come by and watch practice and put eyes on some of these players. So the JUCO coaches love that the MSA and East Central provides this opportunity for them. Signing day will happen again in February. So it gives some of them, an extra look. They say, well, if a guy was playing private school, let's see how he play against one of these public school guys in an exhibition game. And so it's a great opportunity, very unique.
All right, we're going to take it down to Cooper Sanders as he is busy on the sideline with another report here.
We're here with Coach Darius Rim from Kemper County High School. Last year when he was the offensive coordinator at Mendenhall High School, he coached in the Senior Bowl on the Platinum squad. Coach, last season, what did this whole event, this whole weekend mean to you as a coach, being able to experience it?
Well, it was great because, number one, me and Coach Stribling, we went to East Central together, and then to come back and coach in a game that he put together, it was really great. And then just being able to be around some great coaches, some great players, we got a chance, because when you're in your season, you don't get a chance to see a lot of players. And then, once you're in an all-star setting, you get the chance to see how many great players we have in the state.
Now, Coach, you get to see your players what they showcase on Friday nights, but you have a few players that you've coached playing today, a few from Mendenhall in the senior game. You have Demarius Gates playing here in the sophomore game. What does it mean to you just to be able to see them showcase their abilities on this type of platform?
Well, Mendenhall and Kemper County, they're both small towns. So, they don't get a lot of, hype. So, I'd be excited for them to get on that platform and showcase their ability along with everybody else and just show that their ability matches the other players in the state.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, appreciate Cooper Sanders down there doing a marvelous job with our sideline reporting here today. One of the up-and-coming broadcasters here in the state of Mississippi, and always got to brag on the guys behind the mic sometimes. And Cooper does a great job there on the sidelines. Of course, appreciate our crew here at Bingo Media, too, putting on a great production here. But always got to give some love to the young guys.
That's right. They do an awesome job. The kids love it. They love, seeing all the footage and the highlights. And that's one thing I think that's different now about football and sports in general. Years ago when I played, you didn't have all the media. So the only thing you have from those days was maybe pictures that Mom collected.
That's right.
But now to have the opportunity to go back and see some of the video and the media is really awesome.
All right, appreciate that report, and we'll be checking back in with him as we kind of go along. Of course, we've already heard from some of the players already on the sideline, and we'll hear from some of those other guys coming up here a little bit later on. So 16-0 here at the break. Looks like Team Red is starting to filter out of the locker room over there. Team Blue will be out here in just a few moments. Team Blue is going to get the football to start things coming up here in just a few moments. Team Red not out of this by any stretch. Is still considered a two-possession ball game right now at 16-0. But what's Team Red? I mean, fundamentally, what do they got to kind of clean up?
Well, definitely the snap on punt team. They got to be able to – if they don't do anything at halftime, they should work on that. And then, I think they'll eventually come out and start making some plays and get some points on the board. It's just those two major mistakes kind of put them behind, in the first half. They have really talented players and coaches, and so I'm anticipating an exciting second half.
And, of course, with Team Blue, I mean, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. Bottom line for Team Blue, I mean, they've You know, right now I know the scoreboard is lopsided 16-0. They've got the weapons back there with Wilcox and, of course, the 2 running backs. But I think they just stay the course right now. Don't get too laid back, though, and too comfortable.
That's right.
Because, I mean, this is an all-star event, and we got players all over this field that can definitely make some plays for Team Red now.
That's right. And, with Wilcox at quarterback, the receiver Higgins from Laurel, the running backs you got a lot of offensive firepower to put up 16-plus or more points in the second half for Team Blue.
Kind of wanted to highlight Flowers real quick, looking at his season this past year. If you can believe this, folks, just as a sophomore, a near 2,000-yard rusher as a sophomore and 26 touchdowns for Flowers. That is a heck of a sophomore season right there.
That's incredible, and and that's on a state championship winning team. So
Sure.
He was the bell cow for a state championship team, and I know they're really, really excited about his growth and his play over the next 2 years up in Charleston.
Of course, we mentioned Pruitt, who had the touchdown grab earlier from Newton County, and kind of wanted to highlight him real quick. Pruitt, of course, Bobby Bass just right up the road here at Newton County, done a great job. As a sophomore, I think he's going to get better and better. He had 33 targets this year for 586 yards, averaged about 18 yards a clip per catch. He had 6 receiving touchdowns, but he was electric in the special teams area, 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. So that is just a 10th grader that's going to get better and better. Not gaudy numbers,
right?
But he's only going to get better.
So he's only going to get better. Newton County has a history of kind of producing those type of players at wide receiver. The first year we had the game, we had another receiver from Newton County, similar bill. His numbers were a little better, but very explosive player, and so this kid is no different.
Of course, we mentioned Jaden Hill, who does have a touchdown in this ballgame. That was the opening touchdown. That was the 1-yard score. We mentioned earlier that he was a near 1,000-yard rusher as a 10th grader, but he also had 156 yards receiving out of the backfield and 18 total touchdowns. I mean, these are big numbers at some big schools just as 10th graders. So I tell you what, if I'm a recruiter on the scene here in Mississippi, I mean, that's something to really kind of that kind of splashes right on the page at you right there.
That's right. They're coming for him. He's young, and just watching him, this is my first time watching him. Players like Hill make it look easy when it's not easy. That's how you know the type of impact and the type of talent they have when the lights come on or when the whistle blows and it's time to play.
Absolutely. And, of course, for Team Red, we mentioned they've used a couple of quarterbacks here today. Of course, they've used King White from St. Joe here today. Looking at some of his numbers, he was a 2,000-yard passer this year for St. Joe. 61% completion percentage, not bad for a young quarterback. And he's kind of that dual guy. He did rush for nearly 500 yards. He did have 25 total touchdowns. Now, of course, he has not had that big day so far for Team Red. That's some pretty good numbers. So he's kind of that dual threat type guy, and we'll see that maybe here in the second half.
That's right. Great name in King, but also really good numbers. If you have a sophomore quarterback or any quarterback that's completing over 60% of their passes, that's a very effective player at that position.
Absolutely. As Team Red's back out here in the field along with Team Blue, everybody's continuing warm-ups here, and we'll get back to activity coming up here very, very shortly. So, but should have a good crowd for the next game. And like you said earlier, Coach, I think a lot of folks are going to hang over for the second game. I know that happened. We had the 2-day breakup last year where we had one game one day and one the next. But I'm telling you what, having it all in one day, I think a lot of folks are going to hang over for this second one here today.
That's right. It makes out for a fun New Year's Eve day. Maybe a lot of people have family that's coming into town. So, that's really good to say you can come out and see a little high school football here on New Year's Eve.
Absolutely. So both teams looks like Team Blue is heading down here to the near sideline as they will get the football first, I do believe, here to open up the second half of activity. And Team Red over here to this far end of the field, finishing up their warm-ups here.
That's right. The players got to keep in mind, this is a game that's supposed to highlight them and a game where it's fun for them. So they got to, I think the message as a coach, for Coach Griffin and his staff is remind them of the opportunity they have and just encourage them and motivate them to come out and have fun the second half and let the chips fall where they may.
Nick could play back in the day, too.
He was a great running back.
He was a
great running back.
He was a bell cow back in his day, too.
And I'm going to show you how fast times goes. My first year student teaching at USM was my last year. I go to Perry Central High School. Nick Griffin is walking through the halls. He's in my class along with his assistant coach, Bruce Greer, both great players at Perry Central.
Wow, that's amazing. Don't make everybody feel too old now. So I believe we're going to have another sideline report, coming up here. We're actually going to take a commercial break. We're going to step away for a break, and we'll get the second half going in just moments here on Super Sophomore Weekend. We'll have Senior Bowl coming up later on as well here with Magnolia Sports and Bingo Media.
We're here with Coach Nick Griffin, the head coach of the Red Team, also the head coach at Perry Central High School. Coach, the team's down 16-0. What adjustments do you have to make in order for your team to come back from this?
Man, we're just going to keep it simple and we're going to play football, man. That's all it is to it. Keep it simple and play football.
And, Coach, what does it mean to be able to just showcase your coaching abilities with just so many stars on the field at one time? What does it feel like to be a part of this weekend?
Man, it's an honor to be here. I'm really excited to have this opportunity, to represent my school and just to be around, some of the best talent in the state. And I appreciate Coach Strickland for giving me the chance to do this, man. I'm really excited to be here.
All right, thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're set to go here for second half activity as, yes, Team Blue will be getting the football to start here. Leading 16-0 here in Decatur. Here for our Super Sophomore game here with MSA. Maybe a kick return could get Team Blue jump started right here.
Yeah, that's right.
Or, excuse me, maybe a fumble or something right here, get Team Red started,
Looks like we have two kids from, one kid from West Harrison High School, number 45, back to return for Team Blue.
Yes, Jordan Stapleton. And got some kind of delay down here on the near sideline. Or as I always say, when it's a delay, some housekeeping.
That's right, a rule interpretation looks like.
Yeah, because we did have some rules that are implemented for All-Star Weekend. We mentioned that you can only rush 5 on the quarterback. Of course, there's some conversion rules, special teams rules, just some different sets of stuff that is put into, I would say, maybe some safety stuff.
That's
maybe
right. No onside kicks.
Yeah.
Until the last few minutes of the game. No pooch or sky kicks. So you want the kids to have fun and walk away healthy.
All right, as we're now underway here, and this one's going to be kicked toward Louisville once again and downed in the end zone, actually on the belly back there, downing the football as Team Blue.
Was that the kicker from Jackson Prep?
I believe it was.
Wow.
That being Adams, I believe, yep. So it'd be 1st and 10 now for Team Blue at the 20-yard line. Like I said, for Team Red right now, you just – defensively, you haven't played bad. I mean, I don't think Team Red's played bad. They've just been suffered with a short field with the two special teams blunders, but maybe they could force some kind of a turnover right here, kind of jumpstart them.
There you go. So let's see what Team Blue comes out. Looks like the kid from Talatown is in at quarterback to bring out the offense.
All right. So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line coming up right here. Looks like Flowers is in the backfield here.
Oh.
And it's going to be a fake here, and quarterback from Tylertown is going to be wrestled down for a loss in the backfield at about the 15-yard. Now we got a late flag that comes in here. I mean, a very late flag. Was that maybe kind of an unnecessary roughness hit maybe, or a face mask? Face mask.
That was the kid, defensive lineman from Coahoma County on the tackle. It was a great defensive play by the red team.
All right, so they're only going to call it the garden variety face mask, so it's only going to be a 5-yarder. So evidently incidental on the tackle right there.
Right.
So play just – it was kind of all over the place. It was run pass option. I don't know what they were trying right there.
I think the quarterback turned the wrong way, and he just got what he could get on that first play.
Well, you don't see many 1st and 9s, but that's what we got right here. They're going to hand it off here to the edge right here. And Team Red, nice job over there. Was there a penalty marker in there as well?
Probably a hold on the left side.
Yep, that's going to be the call. It's going to be a hold on the edge right there. So we'll wait for the call there. Like I said, we had a hold earlier in the first half on one of those edge plays, and that's going to be the same case right here.
Yep.
So,
you kind of
behind schedule here.
They're behind schedule, and it's not the way you want to start off the second half with a lead. So, and I mean, if they don't get a first down, it looks like they'll be punting from deep in their territory, and you don't want that to happen.
All right, so it's going to be first down and halfway back to the parking lot right here. Ball's going to be marked back at the 12. They got to get all the way to the 30 for a first down.
That's right. If you're the secondary, you got to think they're going to throw the ball right here. So looks like they're going to play cover 3 on the red team.
They will keep it on the ground down here. But look at Team Red, swarming defense to the ball carrier right there and coming in there to make the stop right there.
Demarion Booth.
I believe that was
18.
Booth right there making the stop right there. So good job by Booth on the stop. Only a gain of 1 yard. So Team Red has come out of the locker room defensively on fire right now.
That's right. And it's 2nd and 17 now, So
we're just underway here in the third quarter. Still 16-0 Team Blue. This is the opening possession out of the locker room right here. I think we were just left a fill-in-the-blank form here for the MVP. So are we getting the pressure here?
Yeah, that's right.
One of each and one MVP. Okay.
Whoa.
And now a big run right here by Team Blue. There was a face mask mixed in there, but no penalty marker is going to go down. But making the carry there, was that our man from Charleston once again, Flowers?
Man,
I believe.
I like that running back. Great cut, but I love the finish. Even though he's a smaller guy, he finished on contact.
Yeah, we will have an offensive player of the game, a defensive player of the game, and one MVP. That'll be the Himothy Award, and we're gonna have a lot of work to do right here. A lot of pressure to pick some of these.
That's
players.
right. Let's see if Team Red can get a stop right here and give their offense a shot.
Oh, they're going to give it to the big man right there, Jaden Hill, and he is going to move the chains up to the 32-yard line. So gain of 4, first down. So you had it first down and 20-plus, and that is a backbreaker there for Team Red.
That's right. They're still got a shot. Try to, hold them to 3 and out and punt the football. Give your offense a chance to get a decent starting point. But Team Blue is keeping it on the ground.
Yeah, it was to the 32. Once again, Davis in at quarterback here. 2-back set. They got 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom right here for Team Blue with a 16-0 lead. They will keep it on the ground with Flowers once again. And Flowers with a burst of speed up to around the 40-yard line. Yep, right at the 40-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 8. I tell you right now, the 2 offensive guys right now have been Jaden Hill and Marcus Flowers. Throw a George Wilcox in there too, and you got a good recipe for Team Blue.
That's right. And, behind that big offensive line, he's hard to see. He's a fast guy. So before you do it, he's on the second level and second and short.
Yeah, playbook's wide open here on 2nd down and 1, but they're just going to keep it on the ground once again and move the chains for a first down. They will get the first down up to around the 43-yard line, gain of about 3 right there. And that should move the chains here for Team Blue. Looks like there was a different running back combination in there for Team Blue.
That's right. That was that from Wes Harrison.
That's Stapleton once again.
That's right. And, offensively, Team Blue, I can already tell you, they're not going to call things offensively to put themselves in the bind. They're going to keep the ball on the ground, looks like, and hopefully try to protect this lead.
Yeah, because they're eating clock. It's already under 8.5 to go here in the third quarter with a 16-0 lead. Davis in the shotgun. They are going to throw it here on first down.
Wow.
Under some pressure.
There it
and
is.
Coming in there with a sack for Team Red.
Coahoma County.
That's Coahoma County once again. That is Smith. They list him as a hybrid at 6'2", 225, but, boy, he was everything and then some on that sack.
Yep, they tried to throw it right there, and there was a great pass rush by the red team defensive line.
So Zachariah Smith It's going to be a big loss back to the 37-yard line. So nice sack there by Smith. Tell you what, we've called his name out a good bit today on that Team Red defense.
That's right. They got to make sure they get this play off under 10 seconds on the play clock.
Two-back set once again, and they're going to hand it off to Hill once again, and Hill is stacked up. Takes a lot just to get him down as he just propelled ahead for just a couple of yards right there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, a must-stop here for Team Red.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's
Not
check.
too many times they stop him. You know, I think he's been averaging about 5 to 6 yards every time he touches the ball.
At least. And, of course, you mix in Flowers right there, too. And those two backs have been a handful for Team Red. All right, those will be the two backs in the backfield. Are they going to split Flowers out?
All right, so now this is a little situational deal for the red team defense. You got to get off the field right here on 3rd down.
Is it going to be a double pass? I thought there for a minute they were going to try a double pass. They completed it out here to the edge. Making the catch right there was Green, that being Taryn Green from Warren Central. It's going to be a very short pickup to the 40. The way that whole thing was playing out, I thought there for a minute they may have tried a double pass potentially. That would have been a kind of a nifty play call, but they're going to punt the ball away as they're going to send the punter out here, that being Brock from Bowling Green once again.
Right, that was a conservative offensive call. Maybe it was a miscommunication. It did look like it could have been potentially a double pass. So let's see what they look like on special teams with this snap right here.
Yeah, Brock, we have not seen him in the punting situation so far here today, and it is a clean one. And the kick is away, and it's a hanging kick down, and it's going to be muffed. The ball is muffed down at the 30-yard line, and it looks like Team Blue is going to come out of there with it, and they sure will.
Special teams once again. You really have no reason to try to come up and catch that. The punt was short. Not in that situation. Not a great decision by the returner right there.
Wow. So tough break for Team Red, as that is going to be a muffed attempted catch right there. He tried to maybe run before he actually caught the ball. And plus, he tried to field the ball right at the turf, too.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
So another short field for Team Blue right there. And I think Wilcox, yes, he will check back in at quarterback right here. He could flick his wrist and throw a touchdown pass right here.
Is that what you're anticipating, Robbie?
Might as well. Yep, he's going to throw the football here, and he's throwing it down to the corner of the end zone, and it is touchdown, George Wilcox, end zone.
Wow.
And we got a flag down, but I think it's going to be roughing the passer.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, this kid's special. George Wilcox.
Hey, that's one of those big-time throws. He fielded the rush, knew you were going to get hit, but you give your receiver a chance, and he threw that ball to the front pylon. And was it Higgins from Laurel?
I believe it was Higgins from Laurel.
Yep.
30 yards. I told you it was going to happen. Big play from George Wilcox. But was it a hold?
Oh, wow.
I think they may have called a hold. I thought it was going to be a roughing the passer.
I did, too.
Oh, so that's going to erase the touchdown pass.
You like to see big, exciting plays like that in a game like this. You know, I'm rooting for more of that.
So that's going to erase the touchdown. Oh, y'all don't call a hold right there. Come on now. Throw it again.
Throw it again. There you go.
Throw it again. The reason I know so much about this kid, the school I call for, Lamar, he tore us apart, and he's tore a lot of teams apart, and he's just a 10th grader. He is something special, folks.
I'm sure a lot of schools will come calling.
Well, they're going to throw it down to the end zone again. Another big throw. Another big catch all the way down to the 10-yard line. So right now, George Wilcox is taking over this game. Did he find
from Newton County?
Pruitt again from Newton County, Byron Pruitt.
Yeah, hey, that's a cover 3 beater right there that ran verticals. He hit the slot receiver on the short side of the field. And, again, a great throw. Great throw and catch by Wilcox on that play right there. Great throw.
All right, so Wilcox will lead the troops up to the first down marker. It's going to be down at the 8-yard line, and now – we're going to have a timeout call by Team Red. They might need a timeout after those two explosive passes there by George Wilcox.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say right now, Robbie, that quarterback play for Team Blue has been maybe the biggest difference, in the game offensively for both teams. This guy is exceptional.
Yeah, I think what Kerry left us up here is we're going to have an offensive player of the game, a defensive player of the game. an MVP, which will be the overall, I guess, player of the game, which will win the Himothy Award.
Okay.
And I believe we'll have, if I'm reading this correctly, an MVP for both red and blue here. So a lot of tough choices in this one. If Wilcox is to toss another touchdown pass right here, I think he may move in the lead here with Jaden Hill maybe.
And, you know, those are three guys that are having really good games offensively. So, you know, whether it's Flowers, Hill, or Wilcox, they're making a good case so far.
All right, so after the timeout, it'll be Stapleton in the backfield along with Flowers, Wilcox in the shotgun. And Wilcox will throw it, and it is caught across the middle, touchdown, but there's another penalty marker down.
Come on, officials.
And it is going to be a penalty. This is just simple pitch and catch right now with Wilcox.
I think that was a legal formation. No, false start.
They're going to call a false start on Team Blue. So what would have been another touchdown pass from George Wilcox is going to be erased, and it's going to go back the other direction, and they're going to drop this football back at the 13-yard line.
Man, I want to see him play again. I mean, you know,
I'm telling you.
Hey, can he play in the senior game? You know, he's just that talented.
Teams in the district that he comes from are terrified that he is only going to be a junior next year. He is got. I want to say it was a game he had against Simpson Academy earlier this year. He threw like 7 or 8 touchdowns, had like 600 yards passing just in one ball game.
And that was against a very good team.
Simpson was a great team, and they made a decent little postseason run right there.
Looks like the defense, the corner on the far side over there is already getting inside leverage to take away that slant pass that Wilcox just threw. But
well, it looks like the penalty may have been on Team Red because they moved the football back up to the 5, and they're going to hand it off to Flowers here. And Flowers is going to be tackled near the 1. And he's going to be short. Yeah. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal right there at the 1. I say go back to Flowers again right here. Well, the big battering ram is checking in Jaden Hill.
That's right.
And I tell you one thing, if this was the regular season, Wilcox would call his own number and run it because he is a very talented runner, too. Of course, being an all-star game, you don't want to get anybody hurt with a quarterback running the football too much.
There it is.
There's Flowers, and he is in. Touchdown for Team Blue. So Flowers gets into the end zone. That's Marcus Flowers from Charleston. So he has a touchdown run. Jaden Hill has a touchdown run from Tupelo, and Team Blue is rolling now 22-0 here with 4:40 to go here in the third quarter.
They are rolling, and I promise both teams had the same amount of practice time. It comes down to execution right here in a game like this, and, you know, to their credit, Team Blue, they've executed much better than the red team so far.
All right, so it'll be a extra point attempt, no rush, obviously, and the kick is perfect right down the middle. So 4:40 to go before the end of the third quarter, and Team Blue is rolling 23-0. But really right now, 3 blunders on special teams have been the big story for Team Red. The 2 bad snaps on a punt, and, of course, that last muffed attempted on a catch there on a punt as well. So we'll take a break and rejoin you on the other side here from Decatur. It is All-Star Weekend with Magnolia Sports Association and Bingo Media.
CB2Go app lets you easily transfer funds from one account to another within minutes, so you can get back to your night out. Community Bank, a bank like no other.
East Central Community College in Decatur has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Winston County, my parents met on this campus, and my wife and I are both graduates. We offer one of the best and most affordable educations in Mississippi, whether you're looking to transfer to a 4-year university or go straight into the workforce. But what sets us apart from the others is our people. Taking care of our students is our #1 priority, and that will never change.
See for yourself while we're at the college with you in mind.
Need an interior and exterior clean on your vehicle that's above all? Well, contact 3D Detailing, LLC. Owned and operated by David Big Punka Buckley. They offer full mobile detailing, pickup and delivery, and they're located on Kosciuszko Road, right next to Smith Bargain Center. You can contact 3D Detailing at 601-663-9811. Once again, that's 601.
All right, welcome back to Decatur here, and the ensuing kickoff was nearly turned over again by Team Red, so they'll cover the football up somewhere back at around the 15, 16-yard line. We had a little bit of a kind of a skirmish going on there between the two teams here. Competitive edge starts to creep in a little bit.
Yeah, frustration is starting to show some for the red team as they the returner buffed that kick there again, but he was able to get back on it. So hopefully they'll get something going right here.
All right, let's check and see who's going to be at the quarterback slot. I believe that is going to be Braylon Edwards from Nettleton. Of course, he started the game here today. They're going to run the football here. Boy, nice tackle there on the edge there by 18. That was Bam Bam Stewart from Morton. I was hoping we get to say that name for the end of the day.
What a great name, a great football name.
So he laid the lumber there. That was only a short pickup of just maybe 2 or 3 at the most. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 here. I will say one thing, running on the edges has been tough here today. It looks like a lot of the running has been done in the interior.
Inside, right. That's right. Good edge play by both defenses.
It seems like the last 3 years we've been doing these games, we've had really big offenses, but this year, edge guys have been pretty good. That pass is going to be incomplete. They have been looking for our guy from Knoxville again. That was Mosley. And now we got penalty markers down.
Don't do that.
Obviously going to be well post play right here. And really the biggest offensive star of the day for Team Red has been Ladarian Mosley from Knoxville. He's got 3 catches on the day. And
players are competitive. Obviously, you want to have success. That ball was in the dirt right there in the turf. So the corner touched him up. I didn't think he did anything late or nasty, or obviously it would have got called. So he just kind of got his emotions allowed his emotions to get the best of him right there.
All right. So after they get the penalties all squared away, it's going to be 3rd down and 7. So evidently whatever happened, they were like, hey, all-star event, let's just pick up the flag and play on right here. So,
well, they need any help they could get.
That's right. On 3rd and 7, Williams running out of room here, and he's going to throw it to the 10-yard line to one of his check down guys, and just not a lot going right there. We're going to head down to the sideline here. Cooper's got another report here as he's got Marcus Flowers downstairs.
Trying to get my...
We're here with Marcus Flowers from Charleston High School on the blue team. Marcus had that touchdown that last drive. This season, 1,900 yards, 26 touchdowns to lead his team to a very successful season. What does it mean to you just to be able to, after showcasing what you could do on Friday nights, just being able to showcase what you can do here in this All-Star game?
I just feel like I'm one of the biggest backs in the state, and for them to give me the opportunity to come showcase that at the Sophomore All-Star game, I feel like it's a good opportunity for me to showcase myself to bigger opportunities. That's all.
Now, what is your mindset coming into a game like this, where there's so many other players from around the state that are, on the same level of talent as you?
My mindset coming into the game was be me. I feel like when I be me, nobody else can stop me. That's how I feel.
Right, thank you for your time, Marcus.
All right, appreciate that visit downstairs there with Marcus Flowers. A lot to be happy about there if you're Flowers after that last touchdown there moments ago. Good news for Team Red. They got a good clean snap away on that last punt, but there was a rush on the punter there. And a decent return there by Anthony Miller from Jefferson County there. I believe that was who was on the return there. So we did have a personal foul on Team Red. Something happened there post-play.
Well, you don't want to see.
Yeah, you don't.
Personal fouls, in a game like this.
So what would have been a spot of the football near midfield. So they've got a lot to kind of hash out right here on the spot of the football here. Wow, Coach, it's going to go from what would have been near midfield down to the 30. That's a big flop of field position right there.
That's right. You may need to call a timeout right here to kind of, get control of your guys again and kind of, bring them back to base. And they got to, play one play at a time. They can't get it all back in one play.
Once again, big thanks to Major Drip, and I tell you what, the uniforms, boy, they are awesome looking today. Every year we've been here in Decatur, the uniforms are getting better and better and better, and boy, they are dripping out there today for sure. And of course, can't wait to see the senior uniforms later on. I did get a peek at one of the jerseys as I was coming in earlier today, and I believe it was the gold team, and I was like, wow, those things are nice.
The senior uniforms are very, very good. I was a little skeptical about the purple at first, but when you see it on the field, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when you hear the word purple in uniforms, I know you obviously think of the LSU Tigers, but the purple mixed in here today, it works.
It works
beautifully.
And then I think the contrast with the red team and the blue team looks good on the field as well here in this sophomore game.
All right, so after a brief stoppage in the game here, it's going to be first down after we get everything kind of situated right here. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Team Blue at the 30. And it looks like they're going to go back to Davis once again at quarterback, and he is going to roll out to throw. It's going to be completed out of the backfield there to Jaden Hill, and Hill is going to be gobbled up quickly. Pick your red defender right there. There's about 3 or 4 there at Jaden Hill.
That's right, and a good defensive play by the red defense right there.
All right, so we're approaching a minute and a half to go before the end of the third quarter. Still 23-0 in favor of Team Blue here. And, boy,
they need a turnover right here.
It's a big hole, but you're right. Something's got to happen for Team Red. That's a testament to Team Blue protecting the football here today, too.
That's right.
Man in motion,
nice
no little
play.
pitch play. Is he going to get that edge?
Wow.
He is going to get some of the edge, and a flag is going to fall. You know, Tyron Green got the edge there from Warren Central for Team Blue, but a flag dropped. There's 2 flags down there, and this is coming back.
You know, a coach I once worked for always would say, never run the jet sweep to the opposing team sideline, because if it breaks, those coaches are going to say, hey, it's a hold, it's a hold. And, you know, it was right here on this play. He had a little help over there, I'll say that.
So that's going to move the football back after the hold. They'll bring it back, obviously, to the 40-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd and 20 here for Team Blue. Of course, we're not done here yet today. We're going to have the senior game later on, scheduled for a 4 o'clock start.
And I think we'll be on time. What do you think?
Yeah, the way this game's going here right now, of course, the kiss of death, knock on wood.
That's right.
The way these teams have been running the football here. And now we've got, was it a delay of game? Yep, back judge just said a delay of game over here to our right. So, wow, what was a 1st and 10 down at the 30 is now going to be a 2nd and 25 back at the 45.
Yeah, you don't want to go that way. You want to go the other way. You have all the momentum right here with a 23-point lead with 32 seconds left in the third. So, well, the clock has started.
All right, so 2nd down and long from the 45. Davis still in at QB. Bunch set of guys down here to the near side of the line. They're going to dump it off to one of those guys in that triple set right there. And nice tackle there on the edge by Team Red for no gain.
That's right.
Who came out of there with a tackle right there?
That was a good defensive play right there.
I think that was 17 right there. That may have been Tyler Davis from LaFleur, I believe.
That's right. That was him from LaFleur County.
Of course, he's a good-sized young man, nearly 6 foot, about 160. Made the catch or made the stop there at the DB spot, and that should be the last play of the third quarter here unless somebody called a timeout. The clock stopped with 3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
I believe the red team called a timeout maybe?
They're going to roll the clock here.
Okay.
I'm just seeing the signal there from the head official there. So they're going to – so everybody's holding up 4 fingers, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So Team Blue continuing to roll here as we get set for the start of the fourth quarter, and it's all Team Blue right now leading Team Red 23-0 here at the Super Sophomore game here on our All-Star weekend here. Lots of things going on here. Of course, been a great sophomore game, and I tell you what, if I'm a scout here in Mississippi, boy, I'm drooling over some of this talent that's out here today in this the young guy game.
That's right, and you know the skill talent on both sides is incredible. But I think the play up front has been really good also.
Yeah, offense. I know we talked a lot about offense. We got to pick a defensive guy at some point here today, and that's going to be even tougher, I think, on that side of the football. We may have to go down to Tim and the folks down in the booth next to us and be like, hey, who's the defensive guy? Because a lot of guys have been flying around the football here today.
A lot of guys.
Well, the hit of the day so far goes to Anthony Miller from Jefferson County. He's got the hit of the day so far. The official is not the best communication from downstairs to upstairs.
I don't think they're mic'd up.
No. That's coming to high school football at some point. I guarantee it. Here's the handoff here, and that's going to be a very short gain, maybe 2-3 yards at most.
Very conservative play call right there. I think they're just going to try to pin the red team deep. They've struggled on offense so far, so, don't beat yourselves.
All right, so Team Blue will move into a punt formation. Now, if I'm Team Red, if you don't field this at all, just let it go.
That's right.
Because you don't want to put yourselves in that position again of turning the ball over on special teams and allowing another short field. And we've got another stoppage of play right here. Not sure what this is about. I think what it is they didn't start the clock. And I think the ends of the field, they still have Team Blue going this direction. They should have flipped the field around. So I think that's the stoppage of play that we have right now. And I think we may have another sideline update coming here in just a moment while we have a stoppage of play. We'll see if we're about to head down that way here. And I believe
we're here with Grant Kitchens, offensive lineman from Magnolia for the Blue
Cooper's
team.
got one of the
big
fellas down there.
You can dominate players, but you've shown today that you can also dominate all-stars as well. With you picking up some traction from some schools last year and this year as well, what do you think this does for you, being able to show you can play well against players on this caliber as well?
Bigger players, better players from all over the state, man.
Now, Grant, I saw, when they called you out pregame, you got a big crowd here supporting you. How does that feel just to have a big support system here supporting you?
Man, I love it. My family's here and friends too.
All right, thank you for your time, Grant.
Yes, sir.
Grant Kitchens from Nanawaya, and you want to talk about a big body.
Yes, sir.
Try 6'6", near 300 pounds on that line right there.
And he's still growing, Robbie. Still growing.
Don't tell me that. After that last punt, it was kicked off the side of the foot of the punter right there for Team Blue. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 26. So let's see if Team Red can get something going and get rid of that big 0 up on the board. Let's see who's in at quarterback. Is that King White at quarterback?
Hey, okay.
And he's going to flick it. It's a big pass down the field. It's caught. 25-yard line is where he's going to be brought down at. And, boy, that was a big pass down the field there by White, I believe. And that's going to be a big play for Team Red, just what they needed.
Just what they needed. That was a double move out there. They've been throwing the screen, earlier in the game. And so the quarter bit, great throw by the quarterback.
They're in a hurry up, and obviously you got to be down 23-0 as White will take the snap, throw it. It is incomplete. He had a man just incomplete down here to the near side, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. But, boy, going back to that pass there to get him in this position here, that was a big, big throw all the way down here to the 25.
Big-time throw, and maybe more of that going forward. You got to definitely take some shots right here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, absolutely. We're just underway in the fourth quarter, 11:15 to go here in the game, and it's 23-0. As Team Red this is their best shot at some points here today. All right, they're going to keep it on the ground here, and it's going to be just a handful of yards there by Demarius Yates from Kemper County, and he will gain some yardage down to the 21-yard line. Gain of 4, and a big 3rd down and 6 coming up.
Obviously, this is 2-down territory, maybe for them. Hadn't heard much from Yates, so looks like they subbed him out right here, but big 3rd down.
They're going to have trips to the near side. I see Mosley once again. That's been kind of their big play guy so far here today. Will they look his direction? White surveys back of the end zone, incomplete. And not a bad ball. We got a flag down here at the 32 as well. So we got a lot to sort out right here. And this may be another hold here on the offensive line. Let's check this out.
Yates was open, but he just missed the running back on the seam route right there. That would have been a touchdown if he caught it.
So interesting. Will they decline the penalty or accept it right here? That was a third down play, and it looks like they will accept the penalty, I believe, and it will still be third down.
Wow.
I would have probably declined that thing.
Yeah.
Yep, they will accept the penalty, and it's going to be third down and 17 right here. So that will give the Team Red offense another crack at it, but it's still going to be third down and long right here.
They may try to go to the single receiver side this time.
Under pressure is White once again. We got another flag down. He's running for his life. Another flag is down. I might have a flag. Kerry Stribling's running for his life. And White, another flag comes in. Hey, if you got a flag, I got a flag. And he's going to be thrown out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So we've got not one, not two, not three flags. I think everybody that's wearing a striped shirt might have threw a flag on this one.
Absolutely.
Everybody that was the photographers included back here at midfield were running for their lives.
Wow. Well, it's good to have some excitement right here.
Yeah, that was good. Kerry Stribling can still run a pretty mean 40, I would think, right?
Still quick.
That's right.
Still quick.
Obviously, this is going to be a hold. If I was Team Blue, I'd decline it. But they're going to accept the penalty. And it's going to be third down and 27.
We don't have a play call for that, Robbie. Just
no,
in case you're wondering.
You would think it would be an option, just a maybe an option up the middle and just run it for a handful and kick it away here.
That's right.
Well,
maybe if you get half back and take a shot on fourth down, you don't have anything else to lose right here.
Where they're spotting it at, it's going to be third down and back to the other side of campus right here.
Was it on the 15? Was it as close as the 15 at one point?
At one point it was. Yeah. Wow. So third down and close to, 30 yards to go here, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yep.
White's under pressure again. Screen play caught on that edge right there, but going to be well short of a first down, obviously. And that's only going to be a gain of about 5. So it's going to be fourth down and forever right here. And Team Red, well, they just keep the offense out here and just throw a Hail Mary.
I think you punt it right here. Team Blue has been conservative with running the football. Hopefully your defense can get a stop. Maybe you'll get a short field. And, I think if you go for it at this point and you don't convert, you give them a short field.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And, of course, we're approaching 9 minutes to go, and Team Red might be thinking, oh, heck, why not?
Yep.
We're down by that big margin right now. Yep, they're going to keep the offense on the field here at the 50. And now is this going to be a delay of game or a timeout? A delay of game. So now it's going to be 4th and 30.
Well, if you got a gadget play, it may be time for it now if you're the red team.
Well, don't you have those in your book for this kind of ball game? I mean, 2 or 3 plays.
That's right. They worked on a few. Hadn't seen them yet. So
another flag down, and what do we have here? Good grief. This is Flag Fest 2023 here to wrap up the year.
It's getting sloppy now. But that D-line, number 44, is from St. Martin. Is that where he's from?
Believe so. I
think.
He
drew a holding,
I thought that was going to be the call, an illegal substitution on Team Blue because they had too many men on the field because they were subbing a guy out late. I was wondering if they were going to catch that or not.
Okay.
Because 32 is trying to run off the field real quick for Team Blue, and they did catch it. So good catch there on the sideline there. So now back to midfield.
Whoever this right tackle is has to hold up a little bit in pass pro right here. Oh, great spin move.
And a throw down the field is incomplete, and that is going to be a turnover on downs. Of course, our turnovers today powered by 3D Detail. And now with 8:33 to go here in the fourth. Team Blue is well on their way, leading 23-0, and the ball back in their possession here. And George Wilcox heading back out to lead things at quarterback for Team Blue. So I guess at this point now we got to start sorting some things out on who's going to win what awards here today.
That's right. That's right.
Like I said, we may divert to the folks down the booth next to us on the defensive side. I think offense, is pretty much becoming a slam dunk at this point.
Man, Grant Kitchens is a huge
He
guy.
is a big tackle
from the bench, from the press box. He's huge.
Big. All right, I think that was Jaden Hill once again from Tupelo in the carry. He's only going to get a yard or two. And you would think from this point forward, Team Blue is just going to keep this thing on the ground, be methodical, and just grind the clock away here.
That's it. That's it.
So ball is going to be spotted here at the 48-yard line. Looks like Jaden Hill is going to check out of the game now. He has been a workhorse here today for Team Blue.
They certainly have the backs on that side.
Oh, yeah. Him and Flowers alone. I mean, and you, of course, don't forget about Jordan Stapleton from West Harrison. He's touched the ball a few times today as well for Team Blue.
A little Wildcat.
Wildcat to Flowers. And Flowers gets a little bit of that edge over there, and he's going to get just a few yards on the play. And that's going to bring up third down. So, man, a little gimmick play there. I like it.
Man, between Kitchens and Braden Spite from Walnut, those are two huge tackles for Team Blue on offense.
Yeah, because Cooper visited with Kitchens earlier. They were down here in this near sideline close to us, and I was like, when I looked up and I saw that was our sideline interview, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Of course, Nanawaya, they have been a powerhouse for a good number of years in the 1A part, and I know they have moved up to larger classification now, but, boy, they've been a good program year in and year out.
Okay, let's see if he can get the edge. Keep running.
Don't think he's going to get there. Nice tackle there. Boy, you had 3 red shirts there to make the play there.
Yeah, they probably should have been ripping at that football to see if they could get a fumble with 6 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the game.
Looks like Harris from Laurel led the charge there for his linebacking spot, and there was a timeout call by Team Red, so that'll stop it with 6:22 to go here.
You know, you always want to see big plays and a lot of scoring in an all-star game. So we got 6 minutes to see if we'll get some of that right there here in the second half.
Looks like when we return to activity here, Demarius Yates from Kemper County will be one of the return men back here. Of course, kid's got a ton of talent from Kemper County.
And another returner from Louisville, number 21.
Yep, that is Haynes.
Haynes.
Yeah, Zarian Haynes from Louisville.
State championship winning team. They won state championship over Columbia this season in 4A.
Sounds like that's a rinse and repeat with Louisville every year, right? They're in the mix every year.
They're not supposed to rush the punter.
Yeah, I thought they weren't supposed to, but they were.
Now, see, that was a good decision by him.
Yeah, to
right
let it go.
Let it go.
So they will down the ball inside the 20-yard line. Yeah, it was kind of like you. I thought that was one of the prerequisites. You're not supposed to go after the kickers.
Coaches are getting competitive now, so
wanting to get a block punt before they get out here.
So we'll see if they can put together something offensively.
Okay, here comes that big offensive line for Team Red here. First guy that came out there was Gunnar Goodwin from Kossuth, 6'4", 270 at that right tackle spot.
That's right. He's a big young man. I got a chance to speak with his dad yesterday. He's a big young man. So let's see what they do offensively.
All right, they're going to throw it down the field. Big throw down the field, and, they're going to call a flag. Yep, they're going to throw a flag on the play. Looks like the guilty party is going to be Javion Wilson from West Lauderdale. Number 17 is going to be guilty of the flag there. But they kind of draped over the receiver right there. But, man, what about the throw on this back end right here?
That was a great throw. But, as a defensive coach, you don't mind that because if he gives up a touchdown, that's a huge momentum swing right there. So, hey, I'll take that if I'm a coach over there on the Team Blue side.
Yeah, sometimes when you get into that situation, you're like, would you much rather give up 7 or just the 15?
That's right.
So that will move the football out to the 33 now for Team Red.
I think a matchup to look at is the right tackle in this.
Ooh, what a tackle over there.
Woo! I like that corner from Jefferson County, man.
Mosley just got walloped there. Was that our guy from Jefferson County
Jefferson County, that's right.
We were talking about defensive players of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a candidate? Anthony Miller?
And he has to be. He looks a little undersized, but he makes up for it in heart and how hard he's playing today.
He's listed at 5'7", 160, but you're right, Coach. He plays a lot bigger than that.
A lot bigger. And the big thing is he don't mind hitting. He don't mind being physical.
But he tackles so well,
That's right.
All right, ball's going to be completed out there, and, boy, a handful of blue defenders out there to make the play there. Problem for Team Red now is the clock. It's under 5 to go now.
That's right.
So we've had a little bit of everything in there in this game here today. Of course, the running attack with Jaden Hill and Marcus Flowers for Team Blue. And, of course, the laying of the lumber by Anthony Miller has been pretty good to watch as well. So now we got a little bit of communication issue between Mosley and one of the backs right there. I think they're just trying to get on the same page here.
Okay.
Going to be a quarterback keeper down here to the near side. Guess what? Another flag is mixed in here.
Great pursuit right there by the secondary. The safety came down for his position to make a tackle for loss. That's very impressive.
Looks like it's going to be a hold on Team Red, and Team Blue looks like Ben Duran for Marshall Academy head coach. You see him waving his arms. He said, decline that thing.
That's right.
The man wearing shorts down there on the near sideline.
That was a great play from Gavin Pargo from Nettleton on Team Blue defense.
I think we got another sideline report. Cooper's going to give us another report down there. Let's head down there right now.
We're here with Demarius Yates, running back for the red team from Kemper County High School. Yates, what did just being a part of this weekend mean?
It's a blessing, man. Happy to be a part stuff like this. It gives you more exposure to do what you got to do.
Now, you're playing this football game. You're going to go back in a few weeks. Just got done with the basketball tournament this past week, and then you're going to go into track season. Just being involved in so many sports in high school, what do you think that does for you on the football field?
Track help you with feet work, make you faster, your hands, and explosive.
Now, is there anything else you'd like to say about this whole experience this weekend?
It's a great experience. It's a great experience. I look forward to everybody, recommend everybody coming here.
Thank you for your time, Yates.
Red just went for it on 4th down and came up empty, so that's going to be another 3D detail turnover, this time on downs. Wilcox flicking it down the field, and it is incomplete. Oh, my goodness, what a throw. Almost another big completion down the field.
Him and this receiver from Laurel has a nice connection. It's looking good.
Man, Wilcox is just having himself a day throwing the football. It's effortless. It's just pure effortless. I remember when this young man was coming up in junior high football, he had this size already as an 8th grader, 9th grader. He's just 6'2", and I think he's going to grow a little bit more.
Yeah, I think he's a little taller than 6'2" now.
I think so. That's what we got him listed as, 6'2", 215. He's going to twirl it again right here. Steps up in the pocket. Good awareness right there. Dumps it off to Flowers. Look at Flowers. A couple of cuts right there, and he made something happen and got it down inside the 30-yard line. What about the pocket presence by Wilcox? Stepped up in the pocket, went to his check down guy, and that was just a good read right there.
A great pocket presence, and also a great decision not to force the football. He found his check down.
And Coach, that's amazing at this young age, a quarterback like that, able to have that type of awareness. I mean, that's just stuff you can't teach a young man like that.
Obviously, Robbie, quarterback play for Team Blue, especially with Wilcox, that's been their biggest advantage.
Oh, yeah. Got a timeout in the field. Team Blue called the timeout, and I know a lot of people are, why are you calling a timeout with 2:14? Well, you know, they're coaching these guys up a little bit, get them some more stats here maybe, and padding a little bit. But I tell you what, I think right now as we kind of scan through this whole thing, I mean, we'll have to get with Kerry Stribling on how we want to do all of this with our players of the game. We'll kind of sort all that out. We'll probably take a commercial break at some point here to get all that kind of sorted out. We got another sideline report. All right, let's take it down to Cooper once again.
We're here with Case Thomas, a wide receiver from MRA for the Red Team. Case, what is this whole experience being able to be a part of the All-Star Games, having the media day, having the practices with all these players around the state, all these coaches around the state? What has it meant to you?
It's like a blessing because I get to come out here, meet all these new players, make new relationships with them. Also, making friends with these coaches, getting their numbers, watching film with them. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. Now, at MRA, you had a very successful season. You played with some very great players. What does it mean just to be able to have those great players you're playing with today, some other guys from the MAS, getting to play with some guys from the MHSAA, just kind of a melting pot of players around the state in this game. What has that been like?
It's been fun. I get to see how good these other public school kids are, and because some people say private school kids aren't as good as the public school kids for some reason.
Oh yeah.
And so I get to go out here and show them what we got.
Okay. Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate another good report down there on the sideline as we were continuing on here in the game. Last play there by Davis at quarterback for Team Blue. Kind of ran out of time and ran the football himself and got what he could there. It's going to be second down and about 4.
Yeah, that wasn't, again, that wasn't a bad decision by him. You know, you did not to force the football, get what you could get. And now it's second and about, 5?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it'll be short 5, long 4 right here. Davis will stay in. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, one of those being Flowers. He's under a lot of pressure, that being Davis. He's going to throw it down in the field. Off-balance throw is incomplete. A lot of traffic down there. Watch out, Oshner Rush Health. And down there toward their tent down there. And everybody seems to be okay. Third down.
I tell you what, those receivers were trying to get to that ball. They want to score a receiving touchdown, you know.
Tell you what, we talked about, I know we raved about George Wilcox, but Davis has got a nice arm as well now. That was a pretty good off-balance throw because he threw it off his back foot, off-balance there, and almost was able to squeeze it in there for the touchdown.
That's right. Looks like Wilcox is coming back in for this third down play.
Is Coach Ben Durham getting a little greedy here for Team Blue? Hey, it is a showcase.
So he wants 30 points.
That's right. And if we have somebody jump into the neutral zone right here, there was somebody on this edge right here that might have jumped. Nope, they're going to say it was a false start instead. So that's going to make it third down and about 8 to go right here.
You know, Coach Brown from Holly Springs, I thought, has a nice offensive package for this weekend. A lot of complimentary plays off each other. They've been in 2-back mostly the entire game, and it's worked for them offensively.
All right, so after the penalty, Wilcox will hand it off, and nice burst of speed right there. That's going to be a first down.
From West Harrison.
That's West Harrison again. That's Jordan Stapleton once again. So a nice carry right there as Kerry Stribling is back here. We've been debating on who should be the players of the game here. We are getting – I think we're going to agree that the defensive player of the game is going to be Anthony Miller from Jefferson County.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of debate on some of these other. Got to pick one from each side.
I like Jenkins from Greenville Christian on the red squad.
Demarius Jenkins from Team Red. I agree on that one from linebacker. So we'll say Team Red will be Demarius Jenkins will be the defensive player of the game for Team Red. There we go.
Well, y'all right, so y'all can have it.
I will remember it.
Jenkins
will be the defensive player of the game for Team Red. Team Blue will be Anthony Miller. And we'll let this next play kind of unravel here. On second down and about 4, they're going to give it once again to Stapleton, and he is going to be stopped inside the 5-yard line. All right, offensive for Team Blue. This is going to be fun. I'm going Wilcox on Team Blue.
Absolutely.
And I think that's going to run the clock out, so that's going to be the ball game as we are continuing to fill out our offensive and defensive players of the game. As Team Blue is going to win it 23-0. So that's going to be the final play of the afternoon as we'll continue to debate our offensive and defensive players of the game here. All right, Team Red offensively here.
The receiver from Noxubee, baby.
I would say the receiver from Noxubee. I would say Ladarian Mosley, the receiver from Noxubee. Ladarian Mosley, number 8. Number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah, that's who I'd go with offensive for Team Red. And then the MVP of the game, the Himothy Award. Who will win that here today?
Hill, Wilcox, what do you think?
I think Wilcox is your MVP.
No debate there.
Yep, I think that's pretty much slam dunk. So there we go. I think we got our players of the game, offensively, defensively, and MVP. So there we go.
And, you know,
I think that was pretty much a consensus, I think.
Absolutely.
Wilcox was the guy here today.
Yep, and, you know, it's good to see these players, you know, walk off healthy.
Absolutely. I know we had that scary deal last year in our sophomore game where we had a big –
You know, we had an opportunity to pick our coaches, and then we got Rasheed Ferris from Charleston, and he can coach. He put a goose egg up on him. Obviously, it was a whole staff effort, but he did a great job. Coach Brown's, I'll let you ask next question. And Coach Brown from Holly Springs High had the opportunity. Our offensive coordinator at 6 couldn't come at the last second. Coach Brown from Holly Springs stepped in and did a great job for our offense. We just had a great week with these guys. These kids are really good kids, great talent. We're just excited to be here in West. What a way to spend the year. I really want to give thanks to Coach Kerry and Magnolia Sports because they're giving this opportunity. But, you know, it's just such a great time to get to draft your players, look them up, and all those things. It was great. So thank you to him, and thanks for this
Say that again.
All right, welcome back upstairs here. Appreciate that report down there on the field from Cooper as we're still going over our players of the game here.
Jenkins' first name.
Jenkins, let's see, Demarius Jenkins from Greenville Christian. Of course, they're going to be having all the players of the game. We just announced those live here on the air a few moments ago. We have a defensive player of the game for both teams. Demarius Jenkins, linebacker from Greenville Christian, 5'10", 170, had a heck of a ball game for Team Red. Offensive player of the game for Team Red, I believe we said Ladarian Mosley from Noxubee. Right. Of course, he had some big catches, despite not having any points on the board there. And offensively, George Wilcox, I think, was the no-doubter right there on that side of things for Team Blue. And, boy, Anthony Miller just put on a hitting clinic here today from his DB spot from Jefferson County. But like you said, the thing you admire most about him, he's an undersized guy, but he's fundamentally sound.
He's fundamentally sound. He's only going to get better. And I don't know, I wish high school could have had transfer portal. You know, it's just a few guys like to take some of these guys back to their home school and let them play for their team. So.
Yeah, we mentioned Wilcox, offensive player, and then Anthony Miller, defensive player. And Wilcox is going to be the MVP of the afternoon. Kerry said that in our ear too. I mean, and I think you could probably say he would be the MVP, and then maybe star underneath it, Jaden Hill, and then maybe Marcus Flowers underneath that, because those two guys were awfully valuable here today. But Wilcox when you get into a showcase, I know a lot of people are always like with an MVP award, how do you pick that? I think, to me, when you pick an MVP award, it's what player really oohed and awed you here today. And I think Wilcox was that guy here today. Not gaudy numbers, but still he had the ooh and ah moments of the day.
You could definitely tell when he throws the football that, hey, it's a different spin.
Yeah, it's
it
much
comes off,
different.
It's accurate. And another guy coming up in the senior game, I think, that we'll really get a chance to watch is Jamarcus Pittman from Macomb High School.
Oh, he's special.
So that's one great quarterback in this game, and we're anticipating another one in the next game.
All right, as they've got both teams out here at the 50-yard line here, and, of course, they're going to do the post-game award ceremony here, but we've already given those to you, but those guys don't know it right now.
No, they don't know it, but it's always great for kids to have the opportunity to get some accolades that really represent for their school and their families and their coaches.
Well, this was the game I think a lot of folks should really look forward to, and I love the inclusion because it's all about the seniors all the time, but these young fellas, to put them on display. Of course, Tim Lowe, our public address announcer, is announcing the players of the game right now.
To all of our participants, our parents, our sponsors, the coaches, the assistant
coaches. Of course, recognizing the sponsors here
and
today.
All of our
and tell you what, they were some good ones to have with us here today. Major Drip, of course, East Central, and many others.
That's right.
Making this a big, big opening game here.
The offensive player of the game for the Red Squad is number 8.
So there you go, Ladarian Mosley just announced as the offensive player of the game for Team Red, and most deservedly so, as I had him for 4 catches here today. And like I said, despite not having the points, it seems like he was always kind of the big play guy for Team Red when they got stuff going.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure they'll go to defensive player of the game for Team Red, I would imagine here. Yeah, they're going. Yeah, Jenkins from Greenville Christian. I tell you what, Greenville Christian keeps producing player after player, don't they?
That's right. That's right. A lot of talent up there in that program.
So there you go. So Demarius Jenkins, linebacker from Greenville Christian, defensive player of the game, and your offensive player of the game from Team Red was Ladarian Mosley from Noxubee. And now we'll flip over here to Team Blue here.
And now your outstanding players from the Blue Squad. The Blue Squad defensive player of the game is none other than number 8, defensive back.
Anthony Miller got a big hand down there from his team. Coach, I talked about the ooh and ah moments. He definitely had those with those big hits today.
That's right. That's right. And I don't think he allowed a reception on his
No,
side
he
either.
did not. Jefferson County, 5'7", 160. So DeAnthony Miller.
The recipient of the MVP award for this year's 2023 MSA All-Star Game is none other from Lincoln Academy, number 1, George Wilcox.
So Wilcox is not only the offensive, but MVP, and boy, he towers over Kerry Stribling out there.
That's right.
I think that young man has got a bright future ahead of him for sure. So, well, Coach, before we wrap things up here for the Super Sophomore game, as they're handing out the team trophy, the championship trophy, what are your takeaways from this sophomore game here today?
A lot of talent on that blue side offensively. Wilcox, Hill, Flowers, they were very, very talented on that side. They had a really good game plan, and they executed well, and that's why they are hoisting this trophy right now.
Absolutely. It's a big celebration there with Team Blue hoisting the trophy there. With obviously the entire team there. Of course, kudos to the coaching staff, too. Coach Ben Durham, coach from Marshall Academy, leading the staff here today. And, boy, a good defensive performance today to pitch a shutout. And so that's going to do it for our Super Sophomore game. So final score, once again, Team Blue wins at 23-0. I think we're going to take a break in between games here because we got our senior game coming up at 4. So we're going to take a break here. And we'll pick up a brand new broadcast. So folks that are watching on the YouTube broadcast, we will be picking up a brand new broadcast for the senior game coming up. We're going to try to start at 4 or thereafter. So it'll be a separate broadcast on the YouTube part of things. So final score once again, Team Blue 23, Team Red 0, as we'll have your senior game coming up here on Bingo Media.